starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Doc Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, around this time of the year, an annual activity takes place in homes throughout the country. Spring cleaning. As we go out to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, we find Rochester busy with this chore, and his friend Roy helping him with the work.
You take the bottom and I'll take the top, Roy.
I got it, Rochester. Where shall we carry it? Out in the yard?
No, Mr. Benny might see it there and make us bring it back in. Let's carry it over here.
Okay.
There. Now, let's put it in the fireplace and burn it.
Okay. Man, Mr. Benny sure hates to turn loose of his Christmas tree. How long did he keep the one from 1952?
This is it. I better set a match to it. Now, let's get back to the dusting and cleaning.
Okay. Say, Rochester, this is the first time I've seen you since you came back from New York. Did you have a good time there? Man, I sure envy you. Going to New York, seeing Broadway with all those wonderful shows. Did you see Tea and Sympathy?
Huh?
Did you see Tea and Sympathy?
My friend, when I go to New York, I'm not looking for either. Now, let's see. The piano needs dusting.
I'll do it. Say, Rochester, Mr. Benny's violin is on the piano. Shall I dust that, too?
Well, I don't know. Do you think you might drop it?
Of course not.
Then let me dust it.
Rochester, maybe Mr. Benny doesn't play so good, but you shouldn't take it out on the violin. It might be valuable. It could be a Stradivarius or a Guarnerius. Do you know what kind it is?
No, how can you tell?
Well, the maker's name's always on the inside of the violin. You can see it by looking through these holes. Let me see. Yep, there it is.
What does it say?
The Pep Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Rochester.
Good morning, boss.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Roy.
How'd you sleep, boss?
Oh, pretty good. Is my breakfast ready yet, Rochester?
I'll go fix it now.
You know, I'd like something a little different this morning.
I was planning something different. I'll fix you some eggs, Benedict Canyon.
Rochester, you mean Eggs Benedict?
I mean Benedict Canyon. The grocery truck had a wreck there this morning.
Oh, good, good.
I'll go fix your breakfast.
Say, Roy, you and Rochester really have the place looking spick and span.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Benny.
The front door. Excuse me, Roy. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Come on in.
Thank you. I came to say goodbye. I'm joining the Air Force.
The Air Force?
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun.
Dennis, look.
Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder.
Dennis.
Adam, boy, give her the gun.
Dennis, for heaven's sake. Dennis. Dennis, what was that?
I broke the sound barrier.
Now cut that out. Look, Dennis, why this sudden decision to join the Air Force?
Well, yesterday I was walking down the street and I saw one of those posters with the finger pointing at it and said, Uncle Sam needs me.
Oh, he does, eh? Well, Dennis, if our armed forces are in such bad shape that Uncle Sam needs you, I'm moving to Tasmania. Now, while I'm packing, let me hear the song you're going to do on next Sunday's show.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, I know that usually I'm so busy that I haven't got time to compliment you on your singing, but you have, without a doubt, one of the finest voices that I've ever
Hurry
heard.
up, I got to get down to the recruiting office.
Look, Dennis, forget about enlisting. You don't have to. Now, you did your duty during the last war when you were in the service.
Yeah, you're right. I put in a couple of years in the Navy. I was on a battleship for 6 months, a destroyer for 8 months, and a submarine for 3 months.
Dennis, I didn't know you had submarine duty.
Yeah, that was exciting. Sometimes the submarine would stay submerged for days at a time. Boy, was that tough.
It was?
I'll say they never let me inside. Well, I'd better go now. You're turning blue again. Goodbye.
If he should survive to 105, it won't be my fault. Silly kid. Most people think I don't like him, but I love when Dennis comes over. Always makes me feel so good when he leaves. Say, that breakfast looks good, Rochester.
I kept everything hot for you.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I'll say goodbye now, Rochester. We're all done.
That's right. Thanks for helping me, Roy.
Oh, wait a minute, Roy. I'd like to give you some money for coming over and helping out.
Oh, that isn't necessary, Mr. Benny.
No, Roy. I want to give you something. What do you think is fair?
Well, I don't know.
Let me see. You came over here at 8 this morning. It's noon now. That's 4 hours. What would you say to $3?
$3? Well, do you think that's fair, Rochester?
No, but grab it.
All right, here's $5, Roy.
Oh, thanks. Goodbye, Mr. Benny. So long, Rochester.
Rochester, I want to ask you something. What business is it of yours how much money Roy gets?
Mr. Benny, when you make as little as I do, you've got to borrow from somebody.
Well, in the future, Oh, Rochester!
Yes, sir.
If there are any phone calls for me, I'll be in the library. I'm going to read for a while.
Yes, sir.
Gee, I haven't read a good book in a long time. Look at the ones on this shelf. They've all been made into great pictures. The Caine Mutiny by Herman Wouk. The High and the Mighty by Ernest Gann. From Here to Eternity by James Jones. From Here to Tijuana by Ali Khan. Let's see what else I have. It Takes All Kinds by Maurice Zolotow. Oh, look, here's that new book that Frank Remley wrote about the orchestra. The Seagrams Around Us. Say, here's a new one that looks interesting. The Secrets of a Psychiatrist. I think I'll read this one. I better move that lamp over here. There we are. Now, let's see. The Secrets of a Psychiatrist. Chapter 1.
My name is Dr. William Jackson, Ph.D., B.A., LL.B., M.A., B.S., M.D. Yes, my last name is Fidbalison. I majored in psychiatry in medical school as one of the country's most successful psychiatrists, thanks to all you crazy mixed-up kids. However, I'm no longer wealthy and successful because one day... But I'm getting ahead of my story. It all started normally enough one day last spring when my nurse came into my office.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, nurse.
Mr. Jones is waiting outside to see you.
Which Mr. Jones? The one who goes around with an onion on his head because he thinks he's a pickled herring?
No, Doctor. The one who thinks he's a refrigerator.
Oh, well, send him in. And get me my dark glasses. Every time he opens his mouth, that light inside hurts my eyes. Now, please hurry. I have a busy schedule.
Yes, Doctor. You may go in now, Mr. Jones.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, Mr. Jones, do you still think you're a refrigerator?
Yeah.
Now, don't worry, Mr. Jones. I'll cure you. I want you to go home and sit in a corner and say to yourself, I'm a man. I'm a man. Until you're positive you are not a refrigerator.
But, Doctor, I know I'm a refrigerator.
How can you be so positive?
You can be sure when you're a Westinghouse.
Oh, well, you certainly fooled me. With that uniform on, I thought you were General Electric.
Apparently, he didn't like my joke because he left my office, closing both doors behind him, mine and his. The rest of the afternoon was rather uneventful. However, I did have one other interesting case. It was a musician, a drummer named Sammy. This poor fellow believed he was a St. Bernard. He always tied a keg of brandy around his neck and went out looking for people lost in the snow. This in itself wasn't so bad, but when he found them, he would rob them and drink the brandy to celebrate. It was rather difficult to understand why Sammy thought he was a St. Bernard. He looked more like a Mexican hairless. After he left, my nurse came into the office once more.
Are there any more patients, Miss Mitchell?
No, Doctor. Do you mind if I leave for the day?
No, you may go. Oh, just a minute.
Yes, sir?
Miss Mitchell, I want you to know that you've been a great help to me. I'd never have gotten where I am without you.
Thank you, Doctor.
How long have you been with me?
7 years.
And what am I paying you now?
$1 an hour in car fare.
Gee, that's not very much.
It is when you consider I live in Tasmania.
It was at this moment that I made up my mind to marry her. I proposed to her immediately, but our wedding had to be postponed because I received an urgent call to fly to Mexico and see a patient who was badly in need of my services. I flew down there, arriving late in the evening. I stopped in at a restaurant and had a dinner consisting of chili con carne, enchiladas, tacos, tortillas, and red peppers, which I washed down with a big glass of tequila. Then I went to my hotel room and fell into a sound sleep, which was marred only when I snored and set the drapes on fire. The following morning, I went to see my Mexican patient. This was a simple case. The man was overworked and needed fresh air and exercise. I recommended that he go horseback riding, and 3 days later, he returned to me.
Have you taken my advice?
See?
You've gone horseback riding every day?
See?
And you've been riding 10 hours every day?
See?
How do you feel now?
Sure.
Sore?
See?
I went back to Los Angeles, sadly realizing I had failed, and there was nothing I could do for this patient, who was obviously crazy with the heat. He would have been much better off had he remained a refrigerator. As soon as I got back, Miss Mitchell and I set our wedding date for the following Saturday.
Are you happy, dear?
Oh, yes. Just think, on Saturday I will become Mrs. William Jackson, Ph.D., B.A., L.L.B., M.A., B.S., M.D.
Darling, that's pronounced Pidbombleton.
And so we made our preparations, and I was blissfully happy. The morning before the wedding, I was at my office getting things ready for my departure when suddenly the door opened and she walked in.
Hello, Doctor.
She was beautiful. From outward appearances, you never could tell that she was a dancer in a burlesque show. She looked so demure, hiding behind that balloon. After a few seconds, she smiled nervously at me and said,
Doctor, put down that pin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now tell me, what seems to be your trouble?
Well, my husband is away for long periods of time, and I get so lonely.
Oh, baby mine.
Doctor, isn't there anything you can do to help me?
Well, I'm getting married at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh.
I'll pick you up at 7:45.
But, Doctor, what about your honeymoon, your wife?
Oh, she'll make out all right. I give her $1 an hour in car fare. Now, supposing we...
Aha! I thought I'd catch you here.
My goodness, it's my husband.
But he's wearing a uniform.
I'm General Electric.
He was a stupid kid, but that made no difference. I was in love with his wife, a married woman. The newspapers printed the story. My nurse broke our engagement and left me. My patients deserted me. I lost all my money. Then the medical society stepped in and took away my Ph.D., B.A., LL.B., M.A., B.S., M.D. And I wound up William Jackson. Or just plain Bill. That is my story. The secrets of a psychiatrist.
Good night, folks. We're a little late.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television program with his guest stars George Burns and Gracie Allen. But right now we have a radio show to do. So I'd like to take you back to yesterday's rehearsal right here in this same studio.
All right, boys, you can relax a few moments.
Say, Bob.
Just a second, Jack. I'll take these earplugs out. There, that's better.
Bob, look, I hate to keep picking on the orchestra, but can't you do something about the way they dress? Now, look at those red ties.
Well, what's the matter with them?
Nothing, but they look ridiculous without shirts. And another thing, Bob, we just got to have a little more discipline around here. From now on, when we hold band rehearsals, I don't want the boys having guests up there on the stand with them.
Guests?
Certainly. Who's that fella sitting next to Remley?
Well, he's not a guest. Remley's handcuffed to him.
You mean he's a policeman?
Yeah, and you better get used to him. He'll be with us for the next 30 days.
30 days? What did Remley do?
Nothing. He's just building up credit for the summer.
Well, we'll probably need it. Now, come on, everyone. Let's get on with rehearsal. As soon as Mary and Dennis get here, we'll read through the sketch. And Don, when you introduce me on the show tomorrow, I'd like something fresh and topical for a change.
I've got just the thing, Jack. I wrote it myself.
Good. Let's hear it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the month of April. And although April showers bring May flowers, I bring you a man who looks like the last rose of summer, Jack Benny.
Don. Don. Laughing boy.
Yes, Jack.
Don, I've been called the last rose of summer before, but never by the pot. What an introduction.
But, Jack, I stayed up half the night writing it.
Oh, you did, eh? Well, you should have stayed up the other half looking through the help wanted column. Or better still, Don, put in an ad yourself saying, have stomach, will travel. Now, let's get on with this.
Oh, say, Jack.
What is it now?
Since you brought up the subject of employment, I was just wondering, well, it's probably just an oversight, but I haven't received my contract for next season.
Oh, well, you know how that works, Don. I can't send you your renewal until my sponsor renews me.
Jack, this is the middle of April. Your sponsor has always had you signed up by the end of March.
The end of March? Say, that's right. Yeah, they probably got behind their correspondence. Don't let it worry your little head.
It's not my little head that's worried. It's my traveling stomach.
Well, believe me, Don, there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure we're all going to be back together again next season. Anyway, I've been with Lucky's for 12 years, and they're not going to drop me now. that doesn't reassure you, you can... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Mary.
Sorry I'm late, Jack, but I was having my hair set at Jean's.
Oh, that's all right. We have to wait for Dennis anyway.
Your hair looks very nice, Mary.
Well, thanks, Don. They do a good job, but I'm so mad at that beauty operator. Every time I go in there, she tries to talk me into dyeing my hair.
Well, they're all doing it, Mary. What color does she want you to dye it?
Oh, sort of an auburn, like yours.
Like mine. Mary, my hair isn't auburn.
What about the one you got for Christmas?
I bought that one myself. I thought I was going to be a guest on Life with Father.
Say, Mary, isn't that the beauty parlor where all the movie stars go?
Well, there sure were a lot of them there today. Barbara Stanwyck, Claudette Colbert, Jane Wyman. Oh, and Jack, I had a long talk with Alice Faye.
Oh, Alice was there, too, huh?
Yeah, she was waiting for Phil to get out from under the dryer.
Oh, yes. Alice has to watch him. I remember once Phil fell asleep under the dryer and it shrunk his head. Say, Mary, how is Phil, anyway?
Fine. He was so excited. His sponsor just renewed him for next year.
Already?
We were just talking about that, Mary. Jack hasn't been renewed yet.
Not yet? But it's the middle of April. They're 2 weeks late.
Now, Mary, don't you start worrying.
I think Jack should call his sponsor, Mr. Lewis, and find out one way or the other.
Look, I'm not making a long-distance call to New York for nothing.
But Mr. Lewis is right here in Los Angeles. I saw him on the street this morning.
You see, Jack, he didn't even get in touch with you. I knew there was something wrong.
Nothing's wrong, and there's nothing to worry about. Mary, are you sure it was Mr. Lewis?
If you don't believe me, ask Bob Hope. He was with him.
Bob Hope?
They were arm in arm. Don's right, Jack. Why don't you call Mr. Lewis?
Now, look, I'm not calling Mr. Lewis and make a fool of myself. They probably mailed the contract and it's waiting for me at home.
Gee, do you really think so, Jack?
Certainly. Give me that phone. I'll call Rochester and find out. What a bunch of alarmists. Operator. Operator.
Say, Mabel.
What is it, Gertrude?
Mr. Benny's line is flashing.
Yeah, I wonder what young at heart wants now.
I'll plug in and find out. Yes, Mr. Benny. Yes, sir, hold on. He wants I should get him Rochester.
Oh, I thought he was going to ask you for a date tonight.
That's a good thing he didn't. Frankie Remley's taking me to the Coconut Grove.
Oh, gee, that's a swanky place. I'd like to go, too. Do you think Remley could bring a friend?
He has to.
He has to? I don't understand.
When we get up to dance, you will. Anyway, I'm glad Remley's taking me out tonight. You know, Jack never spends money on a girl.
I know what you mean. Last summer, he wanted me to go to Catalina with him.
Well, that's not so bad. It's a beautiful trip to Catalina on the boat.
What boat? When he knocked on my door, he was carrying a bucket of grease and 2 pair of swim fins.
2 pair of swim fins? Oh, yeah. How would he know you have web feet?
Now, look here, Miss Gertrude Gearshift. I'd rather have feet like mine than legs like yours.
And what's the matter with mine?
The last time I saw legs like yours, they were spinning in a rotisserie window.
All the nerve. I never...
Gertrude.
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but the line is busy.
Oh, well, keep trying and ring me when you get Rochester.
Did you get the house, Jack?
The line was busy. And for heaven's sake, stop worrying. There's nothing to worry about. Now, let's get on with our rehearsal. Now, first, let's take...
Hello, everybody. Are we all here?
Yes, we've been here for an hour.
Oh.
Look, Dennis, every week you come strolling in whenever you feel like it. I don't understand. Why should 14 musicians, a sound man, an engineer, a producer, and people like Mary, Bob, Don, and myself have to sit around week after week waiting for a stupid kid?
Because that stupid kid is talented.
Jack, you're not going to let him get away with it, are you?
What can I do? Stupid is telling the truth. Now, Dennis, if it's not asking too much, how about letting me hear your song for tomorrow?
Okay, and I'm sorry I was late.
Forget it.
I would have been on time, but I got a speeding ticket for going 45 miles an hour.
Oh.
Boy, was the cop unfair.
Why was the cop unfair?
Well, how would he know how fast I was going? I ran over him.
Dennis, don't be so silly. If you ran over him, how could he write you a ticket?
He had a paper-made pen.
Now cut that out! Dennis, you're making up this whole thing, aren't you?
Yeah, I had to have some excuse for being late.
Well, that's the craziest one I've ever heard. Anyway, you're here, so let's have your song.
Paper-made ink is leak.
Not that one! The one you're going to do on the program.
Yes, sir.
What an imagination. That was Secret Love, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, Dennis. I know it's going to sound beautiful when you sing it on the show.
Don't be so sure.
Why not?
I'm having my tonsils out tonight.
Tonight? Dennis, are your tonsils infected?
No.
Well, has your throat been sore?
No.
Have you been catching colds?
No.
Then why are you having your tonsils out?
A doctor friend of mine is coming over, and I don't know how else to entertain him.
What?
Last time he took out my appendix.
Dennis.
If he keeps coming over, there won't be anything left.
Now, Dennis, I'm in no mood for these silly conversations with you. So why don't you just sit down? Oh, that must be Rochester. I'll get it. Hello?
I have your party, Mr. Benny. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, Rochester?
Is that you, Mr. Benny?
Yeah, Rochester, was there any mail for me today?
Yeah, quite a stack, boss. I was just going through it.
Well, keep on it.
Okay, let's see. Here's another letter from the Edison Company, and they've enclosed that electric bill you owe.
You mean that one for $7.42?
Yes, boss. Why don't you pay it?
Maybe you're right, Rochester. How old is that bill from the Edison Company?
I don't know, but it's signed by Thomas Alva himself.
Gee, I owe him for some phonograph records, too. What else is there, Rochester?
Let's see. Oh, here's a letter on pink stationery. It's got a wonderful aroma of perfume.
Perfume?
Ah, does that smell good?
Well, Rochester, who's it from? Who's it from?
I'll see.
Rochester, tell me, who's it from?
It's an ad from the Vigoro Company. They always trick you into opening it.
Well, I'll be darned. Rochester, is that all the mail?
Yeah, were you expecting something else?
Yes, I was expecting my new contract for my sponsor. I should have had it already.
I just remembered. I saw your sponsor this morning on Wilshire Boulevard.
Mr. Lewis, my sponsor? Are you sure it was him?
If you don't believe it, ask Eddie Cantor. They were walking arm in arm.
But Eddie Cantor is a personal friend of mine. He wouldn't try to take my job.
I don't know. He was singing, Cantor is funny. He'll work for less money. Now's the time to make a change.
Look, you don't have to worry. Even if I lose my job, I'll still keep you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bad news, Jack?
Well, the contract wasn't there.
Well, why don't you call Mr. Lewis and find out once and for all?
Well, he's probably in his office. Operator.
Yes, Mr. Benny.
Gertrude, get me Mr. Lewis's office. Be quick about it.
Keep your shirt on.
I may not have one. I'll make it snappy.
Mr. Lewis's office?
Hello, is Mr. Lewis in?
Yes, who's calling, please?
Just tell him it's Jack Benny, his #1 comedian.
You tell him. He'll slap my face.
Now, don't be funny and get me Mr. Lewis.
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but Mr. Lewis is very busy.
Well, he's never been too busy to talk to me before. What's he trying to do, give me the runaround?
Oh, I'm sure not, Mr. Benny. But on this trip, Mr. Lewis has been very busy auditioning.
Auditioning? Oh, my goodness, he's got to talk to me. He's got to.
My dear man, Mr. Lewis doesn't got to talk to anyone but Mrs. Lewis, and she's on the other line, so goodbye.
Gee, he wouldn't even talk to me. And he's auditioning already. Kids, this is serious.
Kenny Baker was smart. He got out when the getting was good.
Oh, be quiet. I just can't understand it.
Yeah, after all these years, they drop you like a cold potato.
You mean hot potato?
If you were hot, they'd keep you.
Stop being funny. I gotta do something. I'm calling some of my former sponsors. They'll take me back in a second. Operator.
Yes, Mr. Benny.
Look, Gertrude, I have some important calls to make. First, I want you to get me Bill Kramer. He's in charge of Jell-O at General Foods. And then you can also get the General Tire Company and the Canada Dry Ginger Ale office.
What is this, Old Home Week?
Never mind, just get them.
All right, hold on.
Boy, will that Bill Kramer be glad to hear I'm available. When I left Jell-O, he was sick about it.
I have Mr. Kramer's office. Go ahead.
Is this Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Well, Jell-O again. This is Jack Benny talking.
Oh, Jack, how are you?
Oh, fine, Bill, fine. Tell me, how are things gelling at Jell-O?
Fine. What's on your mind, Jack?
Well, Bill, to come to the point, I think I might be able to arrange it so I can come back to work for you people.
Well, I'm sorry, Jack, but we're really not thinking along comedy lines these days. We're going in more for a different type of programming. You know, music and concert stuff.
Well, fine. I do concert work.
You do?
My violin. I'll come right over and play it for you. Mr. Kramer! Gertrude, can you get my party back?
I don't think so. He pulled the phone out, cord and all.
Well, that's just great. What kind of a business is this? You don't work for people for years and they don't appreciate it.
Mr. Benny, I have your call to General Tire.
Hello?
General Tire?
Hello?
Yes?
Miss, this is Jack Benny. I'd like to talk to one of my nearest and dearest friends there. Is Mr. Randolph in?
No, he's not.
Oh. Well, then could I talk to whoever's in charge of advertising?
Yes, I'll connect you with Mr. Hotchkiss. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Mr. Hotchkiss?
Yes?
Mr. Hotchkiss, this is Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Yes, I used to work for General Tire.
Not since I've been in charge.
Look, Mr. Hotchkiss, listen to me. If you'd hire me, I'm sure I could give you a very good show.
Not a chance, Benny. We're putting our entire advertising budget into a much higher class type of show than you do.
Oh, music and concerts?
No, old movies and wrestling.
Of all the nerve. I'll never work for them again. Gertrude, where's my call to Canada Dry?
I'm getting it, but it won't do you any good.
Never mind, just get it.
But, Mr. Benny...
Don't argue with me. Get my call.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, is this Canada Dry?
Yes, Hotchkiss speaking.
What?
You wouldn't listen to me.
Gertrude, you stay out of this. Now, let me get this straight, Mr. Hotchkiss. Didn't I just talk to you at General Tire?
That's right.
Then what are you doing at Canada Dry?
I got thirsty.
Oh, fine.
Anyway, I'm in charge of advertising for both companies. Goodbye.
Well, Mr. Hotchkiss. He hung up on me. I wonder who I should try now.
Shall I call Hollywood 95264?
Who's that?
I don't know, but you may have better luck with a stranger.
Never mind. How do you like that? All of a sudden, nobody wants me. Where'll I go? What'll I do? Mary, Don, Dennis.
Don't talk to me, you has-been.
Oh, quiet. I can't understand it. I've worked so hard. I've been a big hit. Suddenly, when I'm in my prime, I'm cast aside like an old shoe. That's gratitude. After all I've done...
Jack, look who's here. It's your sponsor, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis?
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Lewis, how could you do this to me? How could you fire me when I've given the best years of my life?
Oh, Jack.
I've done great shows for you. I sold a product on the air. And in my home, too. I've done everything that could be expected of me.
Jack.
Maybe I've made some mistakes. But show business is in my blood. I can't start all over again. I'm 39 already. Jack. But if you wanted a younger man, why didn't you say something? I can be younger, too. Jack. And I'm not even so concerned about the salary. It doesn't have to be so big. Just so a little comes in every week. Look at Mr. Oh, will you shut up? Huh?
Jack, you're not being fired.
I'm not? But the contract.
Oh, that's just a formality with us. Here they are. I brought them over myself.
You see, Don, Mary, Dennis, all you wise guys, I told you there was nothing to worry about. Now, let's get back to work.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Mr. Lewis?
Jack, I got someone here I want you to meet. He's our new head of advertising. And from now on, you'll be taking orders from him.
I will?
Ooh, will you? Mr. Hodgson! Oh, no!
Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, George Burns and Gracie Allen will be on my television show tonight. And we think it's going to be a very... Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, George. What? Gracie isn't at the TV studio yet? Well, where is she? You gotta find her. Without her, we've got no show. That just leaves you and me. That's like 2 Abbotts and no Costello. George, you gotta find her. Goodbye.
Will Gracie show up on time for the television show? Will she come in late? Is she there now? Tune in and find out.
Oh, goody. Now we'll get some mystery fans.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Easter Sunday, and in cities all over the country, people are parading. Right now in Beverly Hills, Jack is getting ready for his stroll down Wilshire Boulevard, as is his custom every Easter. At the moment, he's taking a shower, and Rochester is laying out his clothes.
Mr. Benny's been in that shower a long time, but he always stays in there pretty long. He'd get through sooner if he'd sing in the shower like everybody else instead of playing his violin. Well, it was pretty clever the way he tied that brush on the end of his violin bow. I'll bet Hyman can't play Love and Bloom and scrub his back at the same time.
Oh, Rochester. Rochester.
Yes, boss?
I'm through with my shower. Hand me my towel.
Your towel?
All right, the Statler's. Don't be so technical when I'm freezing.
Here you are. And here's your shorts.
Thanks. Gee, that shower was invigorating. You know, Rochester, since I've been dieting, I feel like a new man. I look so much trimmer, don't I?
You look about the same to me, boss.
Oh, don't be silly. I bet I lost a lot of weight. I'll get on the scale and show you. Let's see, here's the card. Let me see what it says. You would be a financial success if you weren't such a spendthrift.
Oh, scale, calm down.
And here's my weight. 102 pounds. Rochester, this scale is way off.
I could have told you that when you read your fortune.
Never mind. Let's check this scale. Rochester, you get on. See how much you weigh, will you?
Okay. Let's see if I got a penny. Yeah, here's one. Well, my weight is correct.
What does the card say on the other side?
Let's see. Tell the previous spendthrift he put in a slug.
Well, it's my scale. I can do what I want. Now, Rochester, did you lay out my clothes?
Yes, sir. Your blue suit is on the bed.
My blue suit? No, I wore that in the Easter parade last year. I better wear something else. Answer the door, Rochester. I'll pick out a suit.
Yes, sir.
Rochester always tries to make me look so conservative. This is the Easter parade. I should wear something springy. Let's see, what could I know, I'll wear my white suit. I bet it's as good as the year I put it away.
Boss, Miss Livingston is here.
Oh, yeah, she's walking in the Easter parade with me. Tell her I'll be right out.
Okay. What are you putting on that white suit for?
I'm going to wear it in the parade.
But, boss, I think the blue one would look a lot...
Rochester, I'm going to wear the white suit, and that settles it.
Okay.
Is he ready, Rochester?
He will be in a few minutes. Say, Miss Livingston, that's a beautiful dress you've got on.
Well, thank you, Rochester.
Hello, Mary. Happy Easter.
Happy. Jack, you're not going to wear that white suit.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
I haven't seen one like that since Admiral Byrd came back from the South Pole.
What are you talking about?
Well, if you're going to wear it, at least wipe that tomato soup satin off the lapel.
That
Same.
tomato soup what? Wipe that tomato soup satin?
Tomato soup stain off the lapel.
Well, what for? From a distance, it'll look like a red carnation. Now, come on, Mary, let's go. See you later, Rochester.
Goodbye, boss. Goodbye, Miss Livingston.
Bye, Rochester. By the way, aren't you going out walking in the Easter parade?
Yeah, but first I got to make a call to a girl I have a blind date with. I got to tell her about a change in plans.
Change in plans?
Yeah, I told her to be on the corner of 6th and Central and look for a man wearing a white suit.
Oh, so that's why. Well, wear our blue one. It's your turn to be conservative. Come on, Mary, let's go.
Gee, there are a lot of people out walking on Wilshire Boulevard.
Yeah. You know, this is a wonderful time of the year. I know there's something in the air, a spirit of awakening, of romance. Makes me feel so young. And you know what they say, Mary? In the spring, a young man's fancy turns to love.
Give me your hand, Jack.
Gee, do you feel romantic, too?
No, we're coming to a curb, and I don't want you to fall on your face.
Say, Mary, isn't that Bob Crosby and his wife?
Where?
Walking on the other side of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hurry up. Let's cross the street and join them.
But, Jack, it's the Easter parade, and maybe they'd rather walk alone.
Oh, don't be silly, Mary. Bob would be insulted if he thought we saw him and didn't say hello.
Say, June, isn't that Mary Livingston across the street there?
Well, yes. It does look like Mary. But I wonder who that is with her.
Well, I don't know, but from here he looks like Admiral Byrd. Say, whoever he is, he's trying to attract our attention. He's waving his hand.
Now he's waving his hat.
Now he's waving his hair. It's Jack. Yeah, I'm amazed that he's this far down on Wilshire. He usually never gets past the California Bank.
Gee, Bob, I hope he doesn't join us.
Well, why?
Well, I like Jack. But look at the way he's dressed.
Well, just keep walking straight ahead, and we'll pretend that we haven't even seen him.
Oh, Bob! Bob!
Keep walking, honey. There are a lot of Bobs.
Oh, Bob Crosby.
Keep walking, honey. There's another Bob Crosby in Encino.
Oh, Bing's brother.
He's got me.
Well, hello, kids.
Why, Jack Benny of all people. Gee, what a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, June. Say, that's a beautiful outfit you've got on. That mink stole is just exquisite.
It sure is. Is it new?
Oh, no. Bob brought it for me when he was with Campbell Soup.
With Campbell Soup?
You know, the outfit that made your carnation.
Oh.
Well, we better be running along now.
Yes, Bob.
But aren't you going to walk with us?
Well, gee, we'd love to, Jack, but the kids are home all alone. We just got to get back to them. See you later.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
That was nice running into Bob and June.
Yes, it was.
Gee, what perfect weather. Spring, the skies are clear, the flowers are blooming, the sun is shining. Hey, look who's here, my violin teacher.
Bonjour, Monsieur Benny.
Well, Professor LeBlanc, this is the third year in a row we've met in the Easter parade.
You, I meet. Heifetz is always on the other side of the street.
What's the difference? We're both violinists.
Sacre bleu. If we were in France, I would challenge you to a duel.
Huh?
Yasha Heifetz. There is a musician, a man with a heart, with a soul. When he plays his violin, I hear birds in the trees, angels in paradise.
Well, what does it sound like when I play?
Riot in cell block 11.
Oh, by the way, Professor, this is Miss Livingston. She was at the house the last time you gave me a lesson. Remember?
How could I forget? She applied the tourniquet to my wrist.
Oh, yes, that was such an unfortunate accident.
Unfortunate? Yes. Accident? No.
Oh, Professor, you wouldn't do a thing like that on purpose.
Mademoiselle, when I go to give other people lessons, before I leave the house, I ask myself, have I got enough rosin? Have I got my violin stand? Have I got my music? When I go to Monsieur Benny's, I ask myself only one question. How am I fixed for blades?
Now, just a second, Professor LeBlanc. Just what's wrong with my violin playing?
Oh, Monsieur Benny, if you and Kid Gavilan would only learn to use your right hand. Well, I must go now.
All right, Professor. Don't forget my lesson next Thursday, and have a nice Easter.
Goodbye, Monsieur Benny.
Goodbye. Mary, I can't understand why he hates to give me violin lessons.
I can't understand it either. You play beautifully.
Well, Huh? Mary, that was sweet. What made you say that?
Oh, I don't know. Just an impulse. Yesterday I kicked a cop in the pants.
Sometimes you have to let yourself go, you know. Anyway, Mary, we're certainly running into a lot of people we know, aren't we?
Yeah.
Don Wilson.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Mary.
Say, Don, would you like to walk down Wilshire Boulevard with us?
Oh, I'd love to, Mary, but I'm on the other side of the street.
Oh, yes. Lift your stomach, Don. Here comes a bus. See you later. Come on, Mary. Hey, look, Mary, there's a photographer taking pictures of couples on the street.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to have him take our picture.
Oh, no, Jack. I'm not going to have a picture taken with you wearing that suit.
All right, I'll have one taken myself. Oh, Mister. I'd like to have my picture taken.
Well, good. Just stand over there, Admiral.
I'm not Admiral Byrd. Now, how would you like me to pose?
Well, first I'd better line you up. There, that does it. Now, would you mind rolling your trousers up above the knees?
Why, do you want to see my legs in the picture?
No, but the less I get of that suit, the better.
Now, wait a minute. I've had enough insults from you.
Here, hold still. I've got you in focus. Now, open your mouth and smile.
Like this?
Righty.
Why do you want my mouth open so wide?
The less I get of that face, the better, too.
Now, cut that out. If you're a photographer, I'm a monkey's uncle.
You have a penis.
Come on, Mary. I'll get my picture taken some other time. How a guy like that ever expects people...
Jack, roll down your pants leg.
Well, come on, Mary. We'll walk as far as La Brea.
Fun.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Me?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mary. Yes?
What are you doing?
We're just strolling along in the Easter parade.
How far you going?
To La Brea.
That's fine.
What?
You said you was going to La Brea, and I said that's fine.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't you going to try to talk me out of it?
Not me. This is my day off.
Oh.
Well, happy Easter.
Well, same to you. Come on, Mary.
What happened?
Nothing. It's all right. We can go to La Brea. Come on.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mary.
Hey, Dennis, you having a nice Easter?
Oh, sure. I colored Easter eggs all morning, and then I hid them.
Uh-huh.
And then I told my mother to go look for them.
Ooh, that must have been fun.
Oh, no, it was a mess. The eggs splattered all over my mother's new dress, her 2 nightgowns, and 6 of my father's shirts.
Well, Dennis, where'd you hide the eggs?
In the washing machine.
In the washing machine?
Yeah, it was awful.
Dennis, I don't understand this. Colored Easter eggs shouldn't splatter. How long did you boil them?
Oh, boil them!
Dennis, Jack and I are walking down as far as La Brea. Would you like to join us?
Sure, I'm not stuck up.
Well, that's mighty decent of you.
Say, Dennis, while we're walking along, why don't you sing something?
Well, do you think it'll be all right? I mean, here on the street?
Well, sure. Everybody feels good today. It's Easter. They're all singing.
Okay.
Is that you, boss?
Yes, Rochester, I'm back.
How was the Easter parade?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Everybody was dressed so nice. I ran into so many people I know. You know, I walked so far my feet hurt.
They do?
Yes. I think I'll soak them in some hot water. Bring me that big pan in the kitchen.
I'm sorry, boss, but somebody else is already using that pan.
Who?
The sound man. His feet hurt worse than yours.
Oh, yes. Good night, folks.
Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to Saturday noon. The cast of the Jack Benny Show has just completed rehearsal and are now walking to the corner drugstore for a light lunch.
Now, Jack, I thought the rehearsal went well.
Yes, Bob, it sounds like a real funny show.
Yeah, funny.
And remember, fellas, next week's rehearsal has been changed to Friday.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
What's the matter, Bob?
Well, I made an appointment to go up to Pebble Beach and play golf with my brother Bing.
Bing who?
Bing Crosby.
Name dropper.
Dennis, please. Bob, you can miss rehearsal. All right, kids, let's wait for the light to change before we cross the street.
I'm going to cross.
Hey, Don, the light's against you.
Oh, I don't care.
But, Don, here comes a big truck.
He'll just have to take his chances like everybody else.
Well, that's... Uh-oh, the light's changed.
Come on, kids, let's cross.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Don, if I told you once, I told you 100 times. Stop stepping on those MGs. Walk over them. Not funny. Now, come on, let's all go in the drugstore.
Hey, fellas, here's a vacant table over here.
I'm right with you, Don.
Yeah, this is fine. Let's see, where's the waitress? Oh, there she is. I'll call her. Oh, Miss. Miss.
What do you want, Mac?
We'd like to order. Can we have some menus?
We ain't got no menus.
Now, how do we know what you're serving?
It's painted on the window outside.
You mean before I can order something to eat, I have to walk all the way outside?
Yeah, and if you're smart, you'll keep walking.
Well, I don't need a menu. All I want is a Swiss cheese sandwich and a glass of milk.
Yeah, I'll have a chicken sandwich and coffee.
Now, let's see. What do I want? Oh, miss, does this month have an R in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have an oyster malted milk.
Go ahead, miss. Bring the order.
You mean you're going to let him eat that?
Certainly, it may make him sick. Now, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be right back with your food.
Hey, wait a minute, miss. You forgot to take my order.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, what'll you have? CinemaScope.
Now, wait a minute, miss. Why is it every time I come in here you make remarks about my being fat?
Because you are fat.
Well, you can forget it once in a while. Imagine you've seen fatter people than me.
Yeah, but I had to buy a ticket.
Don, why don't you order and stop being so sensitive?
Oh, okay. Miss, I'll have a hot roast beef sandwich and mashed potatoes.
I'll be right back.
Don, I wouldn't argue with that girl if I were you. She's not just a waitress, she's in pictures, too. Her last picture was Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. She was the gentleman. Played it well, too.
Say, fellas, while we're waiting, I'm going over to the drug counter.
Oh, I'll go with you, Don. I got to get some stuff, too.
Say, Bob, I'm kind of glad we're alone for a second. I want to talk to you privately.
What about?
Well, during rehearsal, I noticed you bawling Frankie Remley out. Now, what did he do this time?
Oh, Frankie really aggravates me, Jack. The way he throws his money around, he never saves anything.
Gee, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if it weren't for me, he wouldn't have the necessities of life, like room, board, and bail.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, hasn't Frankie put anything aside for a rainy day?
Not a dime. That's why last week I secretly took out a life insurance policy on him, and I didn't tell him a thing about it.
On Remley? You mean you forged his ex? I mean, is that legal?
Well, certainly I can do that. It's in our contract.
Oh, well, that was nice of you. What kind of a policy did you take out on Frankie?
Well, I've insured him against sickness, accident, and the electric chair.
You're kidding.
Oh, I got the same policy on all the boys in the band.
All the boys in the band are insured against the electric chair?
Yeah, Sammy, the drummer, isn't really bald. He's just ready.
Well, what do you know? Gee, I wonder if I could get a policy for my writers. Oh, well. Oh, Don, did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, Jack.
Hey, you're just in time. Here comes the girl with the food.
Here's your grub, boys.
Oh, waitress.
Yeah?
Shouldn't there be some gravy on these mashed potatoes?
There was, but after 3 days, it soaks in.
Don, don't start anything. Let's just eat what we've got if we can eat now.
Okay.
Say, I'd like a little music while we're having lunch. Miss, if I gave you a dime, would you put it in the jukebox?
If you gave me a dime, I'd do a floor show myself.
All right, all right.
I'll go pick out a number, Mr. Benny.
Hey, Dennis, see if you can find a Bing Crosby record.
Why should I help him? He's got 5 homes already.
All right, play one of your own records.
Okay. Oh, here's one.
Hey, Dennis, that's a real good record.
Thank you.
By the way, kid, I've never asked you this before, but when you record a song, how much do they pay you?
3 cents for every record they sell.
Hey, that doesn't sound like much, does it, Jack?
No, but when you consider that there are 160 million people in the United States, and if each one of them bought Dennis's record, he'd make, 3 times 160 million. Why, Dennis, you'd make nearly $5 million.
If this is a build-up to stick me with the lunch check, you're wasting your time.
I'm not trying to stick you with anything.
Hey, let's get the check and get out of here, huh?
Yeah, here comes the waitress now.
Are you clowns through stuffing yourselves?
Miss, I'll take the check.
Here you are.
Now, let's see. Okay, here. This takes care of the bill. And this is a tip for you.
Oh, Bowie, a quarter. Now I got a chance with Rubarosa.
Come on. Why do we come in this drugstore? Come on, fellas, let's go.
Yeah, it's getting late, and I want to go to a movie tonight.
Now, wait a minute, Dennis. I got a better idea. Why don't you all come over to my house, and we'll play some four-handed gin rummy?
Hey, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, fellas, I can't make it. Tonight's the night I just can't make it.
Tonight's the night you what, Don?
Oh, I'd rather not tell you, Jack. You'd think I'm being silly.
No, we won't, Don. What is it?
Well, tonight I'm visiting a medium. We're holding a séance.
Don, you're kidding. A seance? You don't believe in things like that, do you?
Well, sure I do. I've been there several times before. In fact, last time I went, the medium put me in a trance.
A real trance, Don?
Yeah, she whispered several mystic words, used a little hypnotism, then everything went black. And my spirit flew out of my body.
Not flew, Don. Waddled. Believe me. But, Don, do you really believe in things like this?
Well, I don't know why you're so amazed, Jack. A lot of people do. I do, too.
Oh, well, look, fellas, if you all seem to believe in it, I've got a good idea. Instead of playing cards at my house tonight, let's have a seance.
Okay, that's fine. I'll bring the medium.
All right, boys. Now, see you all at my house at 8 o'clock.
Is that you, Mr. Benny?
Yes, Rochester, where are you?
Right here in the kitchen. I'm turning the clock ahead an hour.
Oh, yes, it's daylight savings time. You know, I like daylight savings time.
Well, it doesn't make any difference to me what the clock says.
What do you mean?
Since I've been working for you, I'm a dawn to dusk man.
Oh, Rochester, stop complaining. You don't work so hard.
I don't, eh? I got housemaid's knee clear up to the hip.
Well, look, Rochester, a lot of people think I can't play the violin because I kid a lot. But I have good technique, nice tone, and as a matter of fact, I consider myself quite an accomplished musician.
I'd like to go on there with our Murrow's program and answer that.
Well, Don, we're all here, and the medium hasn't arrived yet.
Don't worry, she'll be here soon, Jack.
Hey, by the way, what's her name, Don?
Madam Zimba.
Gee, that's a silly name.
What's silly about it? And listen, Dennis, a seance is a very serious thing, so I don't want you doing anything stupid.
Oh, I won't, and I'm very glad to be here. And I hope Madam Zimba can contact Sherlock Holmes.
Why?
I want to find out who stole the ding-dong.
Dennis, young in head. Listen to me, I don't want you...
Oh, that must be Madam Zimba now.
I'll get it. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Madam Zimba.
Come in. Come in, Madam Zimba. We're expecting you. Madam Zimba, my name is Jack Benny. Oh, gentlemen, this is Madam Zimba.
How do you do, Madam Zimba?
Well, shall we go on with the seance?
Yes. And let me say that the signs all go well for this evening. Tonight, a small comet will cross the Earth's orbit. This is fortunate.
Well, are comets good for seances?
Yes. In fact, when the tremendous Halley's Comet passes close to the Earth, seances are at their best.
But that only happens about once a century.
That's right. You know, the last time it was visible from the Earth was in 1910.
Oh, did you see Halley's Comet, Mr. Benny?
Twice.
Dennis, keep quiet. What's that?
I am ready. It's time to start. Now, everybody sit down. Form a circle and hold hands.
Come on, fellas. Come on, let's do it.
And now I repeat the mystic incantation. And then we... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
There are only 5 of us here. To contact the spirits of the dead, I need a secret circle of 6.
Gee, what are we going to do?
Oh, I know who to get. Oh, Rochester! Rochester!
Yes, Mr. Benny?
Rochester, we're holding a seance, but we need 6 people before we can contact the spirits. So you're going to join us.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Look, Rochester, if you're afraid, you don't have to be. A seance is a perfectly normal experience. People have seances every night when they contact the dead. Now sit down and join us. Wouldn't you like to talk to the spirits?
Not until I'm one of them.
Madam Zimba, maybe you can convince them.
I'll try. Look, there's nothing to be afraid of. And it will be an interesting experience. You'll meet the spirits of so many famous people who have passed on.
Lady, I don't want to meet nobody I can't shake hands with.
Rochester, stop worrying and sit down. Now, let's start. I'll put out the lights. There we are. Proceed, Madam Zimba.
Oh, spirits, we are ready. Oh, spirits of the netherworld, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I, Madam Zimba, command your presence. Now we mortals will sit in complete silence and wait. Look! I think we've contacted the spirit world. There's something white coming in through the window.
I'll go fix you a sandwich, boss.
Sit down.
Yes, you're breaking the mood. Oh, spirits, come in. Come through the great cosmos, through the unknown, and visit with us. Quiet, everybody. I've made a contact. Come in.
I am here with a message.
Who is it?
It's not for you.
If it's for me, tell him to slip it under the door.
Rochester, sit down.
It's not for you either. I have contacted the spirit of Dennis Day's great-grandfather.
Gee. Dennis, me boy, I've been watching you all your life, and I've waited all these years to contact you. Come closer to me boy.
Okay.
A little closer.
Yes, sir.
A little closer.
Here I am.
How can a ghost do that?
There's no explanation to the mysteries of the outer world. Wait a minute. I've made another contact. It's a famous spirit. One who's been trying to speak to you, Mr. Benny.
Me?
Yes. It's the spirit of Diamond Jim Brady.
Gosh. Diamond Jim Brady.
Jack Benny. I want to talk to you, Jack Benny.
I'm here, Jim.
Jack, I've been watching over you for many years, and you've been a big disappointment to me. You've gone against all the things I've stood for.
Slap him.
Dennis, be quiet. What were you saying, Jim?
You've amassed a great share of worldly goods, and yet you persist with your penny-pinching ways.
But...
No buts. Why don't you live a little? Spend! Be like I was. I spent my money lavishly. Whenever I walked into a nightclub or restaurant, I'd pick up every check in the place. I had fun.
That's fun? I never thought of it that way.
Well, think, man, think. And believe me when I tell you, Jack Benny, you should spend because you can't take it with you.
Are you sure?
None of us were able to, but the odds up here are 10 to 1 you'll find a way.
Look, Mr. Brady.
I must leave now. But remember my advice. Spend, 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 spend.
The seance is over.
Well, what'd you think of it, Jack?
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you want to know something, fellas? It made me see the light. I'm going to change my ways. Starting immediately, everybody on my show will get a raise. And Rochester, you're getting one, too.
Gee, thanks, boss.
In fact, I'm going to the next room and phone my business manager and tell him all about your raises right now. Excuse me.
Well, how did it go, Mr. Wilson?
Fine. You were perfect. You did a great job of acting.
Well, I thought we all played our parts great.
Who was the smart aleck that slapped me?
It doesn't make any difference. Everyone acted great. Especially you, Rochester, the way you pretended to be scared.
Wasn't I good?
You certainly were. That was a wonderful idea. We finally got Jack to loosen up.
Well, fellas, it's all fixed.
Did you talk to your business manager?
I sure did. He also manages the man who played the ghost, so none of you are getting raises. Better luck next time, fellas. You know, Rochester, even though you fellas all framed this seance, it was kind of interesting at that.
Well, boss, you're not mad that we tricked you, are you?
No, not at all.
You mean it, boss?
Rochester, I rather enjoyed it.
Why?
I was the one that slapped Dennis. Good night, folks.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television program with his guest star, David Niven. Meanwhile, we have a radio show to do. So we bring you a man whose name for years has been the epitome of show business. A man who went from Waukegan to vaudeville.
From vaudeville to pictures.
From pictures to radio.
From radio to television.
And now, since he has no place else to go, would you please let him come into your home for just a half hour? Thank you. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, kids, you're absolutely right. I have been in show business a long time.
That's right. There aren't many performers who've been in the public eye as long as Jack.
Certainly. Let's face it. I'm a popular star. I mean, everybody knows me.
Oh, sure. A couple of months ago, you were on What's My Line, and nobody guessed who you were.
Oh, was Jack the mystery guest?
No, they were looking right at him.
What are you laughing at?
When you walked past the panel, they thought you were Hildegard.
Well, anyway, we've got a show to do, so let's get on. Let's get on with... Oh, for goodness sake, what's all that racket? Hey, Bob Crosby, what's going on over there?
Oh, those are the carpenters, Jack. They're remodeling the studio.
Who authorized that?
Well, I don't know, but the boys in the band thought the acoustics could be improved, so they all chipped in their own money to have it done.
Why?
Well, last week the police were practically at the door before they heard the sirens.
The police? What do they want?
Well, they've been suspicious of Remley's electric guitar.
His electric guitar?
Mm-hmm. So they followed the cord, and at the other end they found a telephone and a bookie.
Well, I hope this teaches them a lesson. He's always trying to figure out some way to bet on the horses.
I bet on the Kentucky Derby yesterday.
You did, Dennis?
Yeah, and then I went home and watched it on television.
When'd your horse come in?
On the 10 o'clock news. Boy, was he late.
Oh, fine.
The horse I like came in second. How did you have it figured, Jack?
Well, I didn't bet on the Derby, and I didn't watch it.
Oh, but, Jack, the Kentucky Derby's the biggest race of the year.
Look, Don, you can have your Derby and your Preakness and your Gold Cup and all the rest of them. Horse racing happens to leave me cold.
Say, Mary, what's the matter with him?
Oh, don't mind him, Don. He went out with us to Santa Anita 3 months ago. He lost, and he's been upset ever since.
Mary, I'm not upset, and I never was upset over losing.
Oh, you weren't, eh? Don, you should have seen the way Jack moped all the way home from Santa Anita.
Really, Barry? What happened?
Oh.
Well, Jack won on the 6th race, but he lost it all back and a little more on the last 2. When the races were over, Jack, Dennis, and I were riding home in Jack's car. Rode for about 15 minutes in silence, and then... Gee, it's fun going to races once in a while.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. How much did you lose, Mr. Benny?
Oh, only $4.75. It was nothing.
Well, Jack, I'm glad to see you taking it like such a good sport.
Of course, Mary. What's $4.75? It's just the deposits on 237 Coca-Cola bottles. That's all. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, da-dee-da-dum. How'd you make out, Dennis?
I won $8.
Oh, you won, huh? Well, I only lost $4.75. Did you win, Mary?
No, I lost $12.
Good. I mean, that's too bad.
Jack, I think you really are mad because you lost.
Oh, don't be silly, Mary. It doesn't bother me at all. Easy come, easy go. Now, let's forget it. Da-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-da-da-dum. Rochester, did you lose much?
No, boss, I won $29.
Look, Rochester, you have no business betting on the races because you can't afford to lose.
But, boss, I told you I won.
All right. Just watch your driving.
Look, Jack, if losing bothers you so much, we won't discuss the races anymore.
Mary, I had completely forgotten about that $4.75 till you brought it up. Now, let's not mention it again. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da. Da-dee-da-da-dum. Da-dum, da-dee-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. The only thing on my mind now is that I want to get home for dinner by 6 o'clock.
What time is it now?
4:75. I mean, 5:30. Now, look, once and for all, let's drop the subject.
You know, Jack, it was nice running into Benita and Ronald Coleman at the races.
Yeah, Ronnie won money, too, and he had the most peculiar system. No, he'd only bet on the English horses. Rochester, can you drive a little faster?
I'll try. Say, Mr. Benny, can I have tonight off?
I guess so. Why?
Well, I won $29 at the track, and I feel lucky. I thought I might go to the lodge and get into a poker game with some fellas.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I can win another $71, which will give me an even 100. And if I had $100 after all these years, I could propose to my girlfriend.
Wait a minute, Rochester. You mean to say that this would be the first time you've had $100?
This is the first time I've had 29.
Well, you should be a little more thrifty.
Are you going with the same girl, Rochester?
Yes, ma'am, Susie.
Gosh, you've been going with her for so many years. Tell me, Rochester, what does she look like?
Well, every time I look at her, I think of Lena Horne.
Oh, is she that beautiful?
No, I just like to think of Lena Horne.
Rochester, please pay attention to your driving, will you? I'm tired and I'm anxious to get home.
Yes, sir.
That's better.
Gee, we sure must be going fast. The foxtail just blew off the radiator cap. Lucky I caught it.
That's not a foxtail, and put it back on my head. Oh, Rochester, there's a man standing there motioning for us to stop. Pull over at the curb.
Okay.
Yes?
Mister, do you know how to get to the public library?
No, I don't.
Well, you go back 2 blocks, turn left, and you can't miss it.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. Drive on, Rochester. Gee, I'm getting kind of thirsty.
Oh, if you're thirsty, Jack, there's an orange juice stand right up ahead.
Oh, yeah, look at that sign. All the orange juice you can drink for 10 cents.
Rochester!
Don't look at me, Mr. Benny stepped on the brakes.
From the back seat yet.
Well, all right, I'm thirsty.
Say, Jack, isn't that Bob Crosby and Charlie Bagby, our piano player over there?
Yeah.
Say, Charlie, how'd you make out at the races today?
Great. I won $90. What $90? Big show off.
Hey, what's eating him, Mary? What's wrong with Bagby winning $90?
Oh, nothing, Bob. Jack's just upset because he lost $4.75. He even got mad at the horse.
I was not mad at the horse.
Then why did you shove your hand down his throat to get your lump of sugar back?
Oh, stop. I was cold. Now, look, kid. The silliest thing I ever said. Now, look, kids, I don't want to hear any more about my losing money. It isn't such a terrible thing. Now, come on, kids, let's all have some orange juice.
Well, I've got to run along, Jack. I'll see you later.
Okay. Hey, Bob, wait a minute. Say, Mary, watch me catch him. Oh, Bob.
Yeah, Jack?
Do you know how to get to the public library?
Well, sure. You go back 2 blocks, turn left, and you can't miss it. I ran into the same guy.
Oh, go on home. Well, we're getting close to home, kids, and I'm really tired. Well, come on, Rochester. We'll drop Miss Livingston and Dennis off and then go home. I want to get to bed. That bed looks good. Gosh, what a relief to get this high-starch collar off. I only wore it one day and almost drove me nuts. I wonder how Hoover stood it all these years. Well, off with my sweater. Off with my shirt. Gosh, when I tell people I used to be a lifeguard, they laugh at me. Just look at those muscles. How they bulge. Hard as rocks. I gotta stop wearing them in the shower. The buckles are getting rusty. It'll feel good to get my shoes off. Going to the track sure tires you out. Burns me up the way everybody thinks I'm mad because I lost $4.75. $4.75. I'll make that up in no time. One more guest appearance with Bob Hope, and I'm all set. Gee, it's good to get in bed. Yes, sir. I'm tired. What a day. Nothing like a good night's rest. Gosh, what a crowd at the track.
Oh, mister, would you like to buy a program?
A program, yes. How much is it?
$4.75.
Is that all?
Jack.
Oh, hello, Don. What are you doing at the track?
Oh, I love horses. In fact, when I was born, my father wanted me to be a jockey.
Oh, Don, that's ridiculous. A jockey's only supposed to weigh about 90 pounds.
That's what I weighed when I was born.
Oh, well, what do you weigh now?
475.
$4.75. I gotta win today. I've gotta win. I gotta win today.
The horses are coming out on the track for the next race. Johnny Longden looks nervous on Correspondent. Eddie R. Carroll looks anxious on Rejected. Ralph Neves looks calm on Ambrose. Jack Benny looks crummy on television.
I do not. I gotta win today. I gotta win.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
What?
Who you betting on?
Ambrose. What?
Bet on orange juice.
Orange juice? Why?
Look at the odds. All you can drink for 10 cents.
Hey, wait a minute. You're Mary Livingston. You're not that tout. What are you trying to... Oh, look, there's Dennis. Dennis!
You're confused, old boy. I'm Ronald Coleman. Now, let's see. I wonder if this horse is worth betting on.
Wait a minute. You only bet on English horses.
Quite. Now, I'd better find out if this one passes the test. Tell me, horse, are you English?
Oh! Well, I'll be darned. See, that gives me an idea. I'm going down to the paddock and talk to the horses. Here's a horse I'm going to bet on. Hello, horsey. You know, I bet a lot of money on you. Are you going to win today? Am I? Wait a minute. You're not a horse. If you're a horse, how come you can talk?
I can't. The horse next to me is a ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist? How can a horse be a ventriloquist?
Yeah, how should I know? It's your dream.
What?
The race is about to start. Make your bets.
My bet. I got to make my bet. I got to win $4.75. Oh, darn it, the window is closed. I'll rap on it. Open the window. What happened?
When you opened the window, the gasoline ran out.
Oh, here's the betting window. Mister, here's $10. Give me a ticket on library.
You got the wrong window. Go back 2 blocks and turn left.
Thank you.
Attention, please. There is only 1 minute in which to make your bets. You people who can't get to the window, follow the electric cord. It will lead you to a guitar player.
Oh, good. I'll get my bet down.
And there they go. Ambrose is in front, a Rejected is second, a Library is third, and Don Wilson is fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth?
He's running as an entry. Coming around the far turn, a Library is first, Correlation is second, Frank Remley is bottled in and he likes it.
Come on, Library. Only 2 blocks more and turn to the left.
And now coming into the stretch. Oh, wait a minute. Correlation is having trouble. Correlation can't see the finish line. His blinkers are pitted.
Come on, Library.
And now coming fast on the outside is Clancy. Oh, the Clancy.
Whenever he got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Come on, boom, boom.
And now coming to the line of finish is Guayano, Fisherman, and James Session, and running right behind him is David Niven, who doesn't want to be late for his guest appearance tonight on Jack Benny's TV program.
Come on, Niven, run. If you don't win, I'll lose $4.75. I'll lose $4.75. Come on, run, Niven.
Boss!
Run!
Boss!
Huh?
Boss, you must have been dreaming about horses.
How do you know?
You're riding the bedpost.
Gee, Rochester, I just had the most exciting dream. Gosh, I won't be able to go back to sleep now. Get me some Ovaltine.
Yes, sir. By the way, Mr. Benny, after you went to bed, a special delivery came for you.
Special delivery? What was it?
A refund from the Income Tax Bureau.
How much? How much?
$4.75.
Oh, good. Never mind the Ovaltine. I can sleep now. Good night, Rochester.
Good night, boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in a minute to tell you about my television show, which goes on tonight at 7 p.m. over the CBS network with my guest star, David Niven.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A. Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, every spring, as soon as the warm weather starts in California, Jack Benny and his gang take a day off and go out to the beach. As we look in on Jack's home, he and Rochester are preparing for this annual picnic.
Rochester, have you got everything?
I think so, boss.
Towels, bathing caps, suntan oil?
Uh-huh.
Did you pack enough lunch?
I put in some sandwiches, potato salad, pickles, celery, olives, and 60 hard-boiled eggs.
60? How come we've got so many hard-boiled eggs?
Don't you remember you were faster than any of the kids on Easter morning?
Oh, yes. I guess I was pretty lucky. Now, Rochester, I wonder if we should fill the thermos bottle with orangeade or lemonade.
I'd suggest lemonade. That'll mix with anything.
Look, we're just going to have soft drinks. If I take a long soft drink, it's not going to be used as a mixer.
It's not?
No.
Okay, but when the musicians find out it's just plain lemonade, you're going to have another riot in Cell Block 11.
You needn't worry about that, Rochester. The musicians aren't coming this time. There'll be just my gang and the kids from the Beverly Hills Beavers Club.
Boss, you've been running that Beavers Club a long time, haven't you?
Yes, sir. The club remains the same, but the kids come and go.
Mr. Benny, do you ever hear from any of the original members?
Yep. One of them's Vice President Nixon now. If I'm ever in Washington, I must look him up. He left owing 15 cents in dues. Now, Rochester, I want to take along my swim fins and diving mask so I can practice spear fishing. Maybe you'd like to try it out this afternoon. Huh?
No, thanks. I don't want to go down there. I might run into a shark or an octopus.
You mean if you had your knife and your spear, you'd still be afraid of an octopus?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Boss, there's something romantic about having two arms around you, but the mood changes as the number increases.
Look, Rochester, there's nothing to be afraid of. An octopus always gives warning by putting out an ink-like fluid.
Yeah, but it would just be my luck to run into one of those paper-made kind that's leak-proof.
Now, that's silly.
Silly or not, I don't want anything to do with any octopuses.
All right, Rochester, but for your information, the plural of octopus is not octopuses. It's octopi.
Uh-huh.
And you shouldn't be afraid of them. They're completely dumb, unintelligent creatures.
Uh-huh.
They have no reasoning powers at all. They operate completely on instinct.
Uh-huh.
Believe me, Rochester, they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
You sold me, boss, but who's going to sell the octopi?
Did you ever have octopi a la mode? That's the silliest thing I ever thought of. I just thought of it. Look, Rochester, forget it. You finish the packing. I'm going to call Bob Crosby and see if he's ready to go to the picnic. I don't know why I bothered to tell Rochester that the plural of octopus is octopi. He isn't going to hang around for more than one anyway. I don't know why he's so...
Hello.
Hello, Bob? Oh, Bob, this is Jack. What time do you want to leave?
Well, it's 11 now. I'd like to get going before noon.
Okay, then you pick me up. So long.
Bye.
Who was it, Bob?
Well, that was Jack. He wanted to know if we were ready.
Well, I've got everything packed.
Good. And, June, I think I'll take along an extra pair of swimming trunks for Jack. You know, I don't want him to embarrass everybody like he did in Palm Springs.
Oh, well, Bob, that wasn't altogether Jack's fault. Don't you remember? He forgot his and had to borrow one.
Well, all right, so he borrowed a suit from Mary, but did he have to wear the top?
Yeah. Didn't he look silly?
And not only that, honey, but you should have heard him trying to explain his tan to the boys in the steam room.
By the way, Bob, who's going to the beach?
Oh, Jack's taking the Beavers and the whole gang.
Oh, is Dennis Day coming again?
Yeah. Oh, you're not still mad at him from last year, are you?
Certainly I am. What a stupid kid.
Yeah, but Junie,
Imagine him coming up to me and saying, the last one in the water is a rotten egg. I was in over my head before I realized I still had my clothes on. It was awful.
Oh, Dennis is always pulling that trick. Well, if I'm going to pick Jack up in my car, I better call Don Wilson and ask him to pick Dennis up.
Oh, Donald, Bob Crosby just called. You're supposed to pick up Dennis.
Okay, I'll be out in a second, Lois. I'm trying on my new bathing suit.
Well, hurry, dear. I've got the lunch pack, the towels, and everything else.
Well, here I am. How do I look?
Oh, they look fine. Turn around.
Okay. These are Catalina swim trunks.
I know. From the back, you look like Avalon. You know, really, dear, you should go on a diet.
Oh, but Lois, you know I've tried everything to lose weight. I even went to that psychiatrist last week. He gave me every kind of test. And then he said my tendency toward obesity was caused by my psychosomatic obsessions, which might be terminated by prefrontal lobotomy, provided my alter ego repressed my subconscious porcine tendencies.
My goodness. What does that mean?
I eat like a pig.
Well, you do overeat, Don.
Rochester, carry all the stuff out in front of the house so we'll be ready as soon as Bob Crosby comes by.
Okay. By the way, Mr. Benny, you know you said I could have tonight off, and I'd like to go to the movies.
That's right. What about it?
Well, yesterday was payday, and you forgot to pay me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry about that, Rochester. I'll write you out a check right now. You think they can cash it at the movie?
Boss, they can cash my check at the popcorn stand.
Never mind. Now, let's get this stuff out in front of the house, and I'll help you. All of it. That's it. Now, let's pile it all up here by the curb. Do we have everything, Rochester?
Let's see what's here. The thermos jug, lunch basket, plates, towels, extra bathing suits.
Then we got the bathing caps, the swim fins, surfboard, beach umbrella.
Portable stove, coffee pot, and beach chairs.
Yeah. Gee, it makes quite a pile here on the sidewalk.
Dennis, I've got the lunch all ready for you.
Well, thank you, Mother.
Now, have you got everything else?
Yes, Mother, my swimming trunks, towel, and my beach umbrella.
Good. Remember what I told you. I want you to sit in the shade of the umbrella all the time.
Must I, Mother?
Yes, Dennis. Enough people are saying you've been out in the sun too long already. And that reminds me, do you have enough suntan oil?
Oh, yes, I've got a whole bottle.
Good. And this time, remember, rub it on. Don't drink it.
Okay. Gee, Mother, I do wish you were coming to the beach with us.
I do, too. Mainly out of curiosity. You know, I've never seen Benny in a bathing suit. He must be awfully thin.
Yeah, when he puts on a bathing cap, he looks like a plumber's friend. Well, I'm ready to go now. You know, Mother, I remember once you and Dad took me to the beach when I was a little boy.
Remember the fun we had?
Uh-huh. And remember the games we played?
Yes. Remember how we buried you in the sand?
Yeah, and the next day the cop made you come back and dig me up again.
Yes. That's how the expression first started.
Oh, what expression?
Dig that crazy kid. Look, Dennis. You still have some time before Don Wilson gets here. Why don't you sing a song for me?
All right, Mother. I'll do the one I'm going to do on Mr. Benny's show next Sunday.
All right, gang. All right, kids. All right, everybody. Another 5 minutes in the water, and then we'll all have to come out.
Yeah, we ought to build a fire before it gets too dark.
Gee, Mr. Benny, this picnic is real fun. Only you should have invited more girls.
Well, who, for instance?
Well, the 2 CBS telephone operators.
Gee, I didn't think of them. No, they came along last year. They're real fun, too. Especially that Mabel Flap saddle.
Yeah. Yeah, every time you threw that stick in the water, she'd bring it back in her teeth.
Yeah, and the money she'd save on towels. She'd always shake herself dry. All right, now. Come on, everybody, out of the water. Out of the water, everybody.
Oh, boy, let's start a fire. Let's start a fire. I'm hungry.
Let's all get dressed, and then we'll start the fire. Okay, everybody bring all that driftwood here and pile it in the center. Now, I'll start the fire. I got the matches.
Hey, but Jack, we just got wood, no paper to start it with.
That's right. Look around for some paper, kids.
Hey, we can start it with this. I just found some dry seaweed.
Dennis, give me that. It slipped off my head. Now go find some paper. Now put the wood over it. Now light it. Boy, the fire will be going in just a few minutes, so get your marshmallows ready.
Hey, wait a minute, fellas. Who's this man coming toward us?
Where? Oh, yeah.
The hell? Well, what's going on here? Are you fellas having a picnic?
Yes.
That ain't much of a fire you got there. You'll never cook anything on that.
Look, mister.
You're supposed to cross the sticks when you build a fire and leave room for the air under there.
Look, don't tell me how to build a fire. I used to be a Boy Scout.
With that seaweed on your head, you look like Father Neptune.
Look, fella, this is a private party.
Mr. Benny, I can get rid of him.
Dennis, keep out of this. Now, mister, why don't you go away and leave us alone?
What's the matter? It's a free beach. I can go wherever I want to.
Mr. Benny, I'm sure I can get rid of him.
Well, all right, Dennis. Go ahead and try.
Okay. Last one in is a rotten egg.
Doggone, I fell for it again. Hey, kids, put more wood on the fire. I gotta dry my clothes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes another program. And we'll be... Oh, there's the phone. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Mary. Oh, you heard from your mother? Oh, she got the flowers I wired her yesterday for Mother's Day. Good. Was she surprised when the Western Union boy brought them to the door? Oh, she's the Western Union boy. Well, I'm glad she got them. Goodbye, Mary. A happy Mother's Day, everybody.
program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, you've probably often wondered what happens after our radio shows are finished. So right now, let's turn the calendar back 1 week. The program has just been concluded, and our little star is on his way to his dressing room.
There's no business like show business. Da-dum, dum, ba-bum-bum.
Wonderful show, Mr. Benny.
Thank you. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-da.
Great show, Mr. Benny.
Thank you. Dum-bum-bum-bum.
Another funny one, Mr. Benny.
Thanks very much. Yum-bum-bum.
Sensational show, Mr. Benny.
Thanks. Gee, after 10 years, my writers still call me Mr. Benny. But I prefer to keep a formal relationship. My mother called me that for years. Let's see, what was it my father called me? Oh, well. No business like show business.
Hello, boss.
Oh, Rochester. Here, hang up my coat, will you, please?
Yes, sir.
Did you call for a masseur like I asked you to?
Yes, sir. I called up for one, and he's coming right over.
Good. I can sure use a massage. You know, Rochester, these shows are work.
Yeah, it's been a tough season for both of us.
What do you mean, both of us?
Boss, you only tell the jokes. I have to sit out there and laugh at them.
Well, it's the least you can do. And incidentally, what was the matter with that audience? They didn't seem to know when to laugh.
Don't blame me. I did everything but lead them with a baton. I even crawled through the aisle, slipped their shoes off, and tickled their toes.
Stop exaggerating, will you? Each week I give you a script and point out a few places where you're supposed to laugh.
A few places? Page 9 had so many arrows on it looked like Custer's last stand.
Oh, stop. Now, Rochester, I want you to brush all that lint off my jacket because when I leave here, I've got a heavy date.
You mean you're going out tonight?
That's right. Come in.
Am I intruding, Jack?
No, come on in, Bob.
Well, I just wanted to check with you. What did you think of the orchestra tonight?
Well, the trumpet section was flat. The trombones and saxophones seemed to be playing two different numbers at the same time. And the rhythm section was offbeat.
Well, I thought they were better than usual, too.
And, Bob, did you notice how the orchestra boys kept their eyes on you when you were leading them? They've never done that before, so I guess my suggestion worked.
Yeah, but I felt silly leading them with a bottle of I.W. Harper.
Well, don't worry, Bob. They looked even sillier sitting there with their tongues hanging out. But I really wish you'd talk to Remley, the guitar player. His playing gets worse every week.
Oh, you don't dig it, Jack. Remley's practically given up the guitar. Oh, on all of his other jobs, he plays the accordion.
The accordion?
Yeah, he's making more money that way.
How can he make more money playing the accordion?
Well, he's got a deal. While he's playing it, he's also crushing grapes.
Gee, with Remley, from the accordion came the wine. Just the same, Bob, I wish you'd tell him to...
Oh, say, Jack, there's
hello, Don.
Jack, there's a little old lady waiting outside here. She says she's a fan of yours and she'd like very much to have your autograph.
Oh, fine, Don, fine. Send her in, will you?
This way, madam.
Mr. Benny?
Yes.
I hope I'm not putting you to any trouble, but I would so appreciate your signing this for me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
You know, I'm from Waukegan, too. Lived there all my life.
Really?
Wait till I show this to the folks back home. We're all so proud of you at Waukegan.
Well, I know practically everyone there, you know, but it's funny, I don't seem to remember you.
Well, no, you were a little before my time.
Well, here's my autograph.
Thank you.
By the way, did you see our show tonight?
Oh, yes. I was in the audience, and I enjoyed it very much.
Well, good.
But I do have one complaint.
A complaint? What is it?
Well, I'm sure it's a very expensive studio you're working in, Mr. Benny, but...
But what?
They've got mice.
Mice? Oh, you must be mistaken.
Well, something was tickling my toe.
Oh, I know what that is. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny, and thank you very much.
You're welcome, I'm sure. You know, she's kind of sweet, but I don't understand. She said I was before her time. Rochester, do I look older than she does?
Boss, do you want me to testify, or are you making a point of order?
Never mind. Don't answer.
Well, fellas, I better be running along. See you at the baseball game tonight, Don.
Right, Bob. Oh, and Jack, I have an extra ticket. How about joining us?
No, thanks, Don. I got myself a big date for tonight. Rochester, when's that masseur coming?
I don't know. He should have been here by now.
Oh, you getting a massage, Jack?
Yeah, you ought to try one sometime, Don. They're great.
Well, I've had a few, but I really can't afford them.
It's not too expensive. I mean, they only charge me $3 for the hour.
They charge you by the hour?
Certainly. How do they charge you?
By the yard.
Well, that figures, Don, but, you know, if you'd only lose a little weight... Come in. Oh, are you the masseur?
No, I'm just carrying this folding table in case I run into 3 people who want to play bridge.
All right, I know you're the masseur. Don't be funny.
Shall we get started?
I'm ready.
All right, take your shirt off.
Okay. There.
Well, a yellow undershirt.
He ain't wearing one. That's him.
Rochester, please. Now then, Mr.
Nelson.
Oh, yes. Mr. Nelson, shall I lie on the table?
Yes, face down, please.
Here, I'll help you up, Jack.
Thank you. There.
Say, your shoulder blades really stick out, don't they?
What?
From where I'm standing, you look like the back of a Cadillac.
Look, you're here to give me a massage, not to make comments.
Sorry. Now, here we go. First, I'll put some oil on.
Look, don't slap, will you please? Rub.
All right.
Ah, that feels good. Now, who is that, I wonder? Hand me the phone, will you, Rochester, please?
Here you are.
Hello?
Is that you, Mr. Benny?
Yes, Dennis, where are you?
I'm out looking at houses again.
But, Dennis, you're always looking at houses. You've got a nice house now. Why do you want to move?
It's that real estate agent of mine. For 2 years, he's been pestering me to get another house.
Where'd you find him, anyway?
He's my next-door neighbor.
Well, that clears that up. Tell me, Dennis, is he still showing you around Beverly Hills?
No, this time we're a little farther out.
Well, where are you?
Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach? Dennis, that's a 60-mile drive. Couldn't you find something closer?
Yeah, but as long as I was making all the lights, I thought I'd keep going.
Oh, fine. Dennis, what do you want from me?
Well, my real estate man showed me a terrific beach house down here. It's right on the beach, and it has 5 rooms.
Only 5 rooms?
10 when it's low tide.
You mean part of the house is underwater?
I found a halibut in the mousetrap.
Well, that's the silliest.
Whoops, gotta hang up now. The tide's coming in.
But, Dennis, you can't.
Goodbye.
What a crazy kid. His windshield's all right, but his head is pitted. Mr. Nelson, I wish you'd hurry with my massage.
Now, hold still. I'm almost through.
Well, it's about time. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
That oil you've been putting on me smells rancid.
Well, don't blame me. Blame the butcher.
Butcher?
Yes, I use chicken fat.
You mean all this this time you've been rubbing chicken fat on me?
Well, what did you expect for $3 an hour? My sin?
Well, that does it. You've slapped me until I'm black and blue, butted into my personal affairs, and covered my whole body with chicken fat. Now, here's your $3 and go.
No tip?
Oh, get out of here. Oh, my goodness, look what time it is. I'll be late for my date. Who can that be? Hello?
Mr. Benny, this is Dennis again.
Dennis, I have a date and I'm in a hurry. What do you want now?
Well, I just wanted to tell you I didn't buy that house in Lagoon, and I'm glad you talked me out of it.
You are?
Yeah, the climate's much nicer here in San Diego.
San Diego? Dennis, how'd you get there so fast?
I flew. You're not the only one who has big shoulder blades.
Now, cut that out. Goodbye. That Dennis, who does he think he's fooling? San Diego. He's probably at home making this whole thing up just to aggravate me. Well, I better get going. I don't want to keep my date waiting. Da-da-doom, da-da-doom, da-da-da-da-da-doom, da-da-doom, boom. One last look in the mirror. Maybe I was before her time. Oh, well, I feel great. Might as well go. Gee, I hope they keep my reservation in that cafe. I wonder if she'll like this place I'm taking her to. She's always so critical. But underneath, I think she really likes me. She's so cute. Every time I hear her voice, I get goose pimples. Gertrude, look at that couple in the car next to us. She has her head on his shoulder. Gee, it's a beautiful night. Gertrude, why don't you ever sit with your head on my shoulder?
What?
I said, why don't you ever sit with your head on my shoulder?
What?
Gertrude, you're not working now. Take your earphones off. There, that's better. Move over closer to me, Gertrude.
Okay.
Gee, this is nice.
Say, did you notice a little bump a minute ago?
No.
Neither did I, but it smells like we ran over a chicken.
Darn that masseur.
What?
Nothing.
Where is this restaurant anyway?
Just a few more miles. Let's see what's on the radio.
Okay.
This is station XTMO, the voice of Tijuana, Mexico. And now we continue our program with another song from Tijuana's newest resident, Senor Dennis Day.
See? I thought he was making it all up.
Quiet, I want to hear Dennis.
Gertrude, we're almost there.
I still don't see why we couldn't have gone to Ciro's or the Macambo.
Oh, everybody goes there. This is a little different. You'll love this French restaurant.
Well, where is it? I don't see it.
It's just down a few steps. We're right here. Here, watch the steps. Watch it. See, it was nothing.
Welcome Welcome to Musty Michel's.
Bonjour, Michel.
Bonjour, Monsieur Benny. Step this way, please.
Michel, it always used to be so nice and quiet here. Why is it so crowded?
Tonight it is a special occasion.
Special occasion?
Oui, it is the reunion of the Société des Légaux Travailleurs de Paris.
What kind of a society is that?
The sewer workers of Paris.
Boy, did they pick the right place.
Quiet, Gertrude. Here we are. A nice table for two. I remove the phone book like so, and...
Wait a minute. You're not giving us this telephone stand for a table.
Oh, but, monsieur, we crowded the society.
I don't care about the society. I'm a steady customer. I'm entitled to a little comfort.
Yeah, who would eat at a tiny table like this? I'd hardly be able to order anything.
That's right. On this smaller space, how much could she... Sit down, Gertrude.
But if mademoiselle is unhappy, perhaps I could find...
Michel, shut up, et vous? Avec. Now, this is fine.
While you are deciding about dinner, may I suggest to drink some nice vin de cerise de la Provence?
What's that?
That is cherry wine from the provinces.
Nah.
Well, I could also give you vin de raisin sec de Bordeaux.
Come again?
Well, that is raisin wine from Bordeaux.
I don't know. Haven't you got anything else?
Well, we have something new. Vin de raisin de Montpiano.
What's that?
Grape wine from an accordion.
What?
Cresta Remley, 54.
Gee, Bob wasn't kidding. Michelle, we don't want anything to drink. We'll just look over the menu and order dinner in a few minutes.
Oui, I shall return.
Why do you take me to these places? Why couldn't we go somewhere where they have music and dancing?
Gertrude, we went to a nightclub last week.
You call that a nightclub?
Well, they had an orchestra, didn't they?
Some orchestra. A ukulele accompanied by a Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Oh, stop complaining. I'll admit we're a trifle cramped here, but it's a nice place.
Monsieur Benny?
Yes?
I regret to impose, but as you see, we are not prepared to accommodate such a big reunion, so if you do not mind, Monsieur Pierrot here would like to sit with you.
But, Michelle, we haven't room.
Je complimente cet homme. Il a une belle jeune fille.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He says you are to be complimented on having such a beautiful young companion.
Well...
Elle n'est pas que belle, mais elle a le flair de lilas et rose.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He says not only is she beautiful, but she has the fragrance of lilacs and roses.
Il sent de poulet gras.
What'd he say then?
He says you smell like chicken fat.
For heaven's sake. Gertrude, let's get out of here. I came here with my...
Did you have a good time, boss?
Not bad, Rochester. The food was good, but the restaurant is so far out that... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Dennis again. I want to find out what time rehearsal is.
Dennis, where are you?
I'm at home.
Oh, you finally got home, huh? Well, Dennis, the first rehearsal will be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then we have a dress rehearsal.
Excuse me, Mr. Benny. I got to go. I think my mother's cooking dinner for me.
You think?
Yeah, I smell chicken fat.
Over the phone? Good night, folks.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television show with his guest star, Bob Hope. But right now, we'd like to take you back to yesterday to the office of a prominent dentist. Sitting in the dentist chair, even as you and I, is our little star, Jack Benny.
heaven's sakes, Doctor, how much longer will you have to use that drill?
I'm almost done, Mr. Benny.
Thank goodness.
There we are, all finished. Now let's slip them in your mouth and see how they fit.
Okay. Say, isn't there some way you can make this removable bridge permanent?
Well, I'm afraid not. Why, don't you like removable bridges?
Oh, they're all right, but sometimes I sneeze. You see, and it comes loose.
Well, we'll fix it next time. Say, I just read in one of the papers that Bob Hope is going to be your guest star on your TV show.
That's right.
You know, Bob is one of my patients. And so's Bing Crosby.
Really?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I had quite an unusual experience with Bing the last time he was here.
What happened?
I was drilling on one of his molars and struck oil. Now, let's see, about your next appointment. How about 2 in the afternoon, June 14th?
June? Oh, I can't come on June 14th.
Why not?
Well, Doctor, have you any patients out in your waiting room waiting?
Yes, quite a few.
Good. Open the door, will you, to the waiting room?
Well, all right.
I can't come here on June 14th because that's the day I open my personal appearance tour at the State Fair Auditorium in Dallas, Texas. There's no sense wasting the plug, Doctor. One of your patients may be in Dallas at the time, you see. I'll call you when I get back.
Okay. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
It'll be fun, making a personal appearance in Dallas. See, from there, I go up north to Portland and Vancouver and Seattle. Then I'm going back to my hometown, Waukegan. I'm not making a personal appearance there, but they're having a testimonial in my honor. They're naming a sewer after me. It was supposed to be a subway, but the plumber hooked it up wrong. Oh, well. Gee, it's such a nice day, I think I'll walk home. So lovely out. Fairy tales do come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. Dee-da-da-dum-boom. You can have a good time if you stay 39 and you're young at heart. I can go to extremes with impossible schemes. Think of Marilyn Monroe, though it's only in dreams. I'd like to hug and kiss her every single day, unless DiMaggio is there or on his way. Did-a-do, did-a-do. See, that's a great record that Frank Sinatra made of that song. Gee, I'll never forget the first time I heard Sinatra on a record. He looked so comfortable lying there between the grooves. Did-a-dum, did-a-dum, did-a-dum-dum. Gee, I've been walking fast. I'm almost to Beverly Hills. I'm glad I live here. Beverly Hills must be the classiest community in the whole world. Yep, there's the sign. You are now entering Beverly Hills. Gee, these rugs on the sidewalks are nice. I think Howard Hughes lives around here. Oh, yes, there's his house. Gosh, his yard looks beautiful. Ah, and it smells good, too. I wonder why it smells so... Oh, yes, now I remember. He waters his lawn with my sin. Gosh, Beverly Hills must have the classiest residential district in the whole... There goes the good humor man. I don't know. Sometimes I think that Beverly is so classy that...
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Huh? Oh, hello, Dennis.
I was just over your house, but you weren't home.
I know. I was at my dentist.
Gee, what a coincidence.
Oh, were you at the dentist today?
No, my optometrist.
Oh, Dennis, are you getting eyeglasses?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Are you nearsighted?
No.
Farsighted?
No.
Oh, then you have a...
Astigmatism?
Yes.
No.
Then why in the world are you getting glasses?
Keep my mother from hitting me.
You mean your mother's mad at you again?
Uh-huh.
What happened this time?
Well, on one of my television programs, I'm supposed to be a magician, so I decided to practice up some magic tricks last week.
What kind of trick were you practicing?
You know, the famous one where you make an elephant disappear.
But Dennis, that trick takes years of practice. You can't make an elephant disappear.
I know, and boy, is our living room crowded.
Dennis, you have an elephant in your living room?
Yeah, for 6 days.
How can an elephant stay in a house that long?
He brought his trunk.
Dennis, come here a minute.
Yes, sir.
Ouch! Now, Dennis, don't ever pull such an old corny gag on me. I don't mind.
Sure, now, what's going on here?
It's nothing, officer, nothing. Just a personal...
Now, don't tell me it's nothing. I saw you slap the lad.
Yeah, and for no reason. All I did was tell him that an elephant has been living at my house for a week.
Oh, no, wait a minute. No. How in the world could an elephant stay in a house for a week?
He brought his trunk. Ow! You shouldn't have slapped me. He's the one that said that.
Oh.
Now, come on, Dennis, let's go. You're always causing trouble.
But do you want to hear the song I'm going to do on the program Sunday, Mr. Benny?
Not here on the street. Anyway, I want to give you some advice.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, since you apparently have so much time that you can walk around annoying people on the street, why don't you try to better yourself?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, go to the library, get some books, read the newspapers and magazines. Find out what's going on in the world.
I don't have to waste my time reading magazines and newspapers.
Well, then how do you get information?
I dial 113.
Dennis, sing.
But you said not on the street.
I don't care what I said. I'd rather hear you sing than talk. Now go ahead.
Yes,
Who's that?
It's me, Rochester.
Oh! Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello. Any phone calls for me?
No, but there was a salesman here from the appliance store, and he left the television set for you to try out on approval. It's in the hall.
Why do you leave it out in the hall?
Boss, this is the new Crosley Super V with a built-in aerial. It's so light it can be carried anywhere in the house.
Yeah, it's quite a feature.
Yeah, you can use it at night in your bedroom and then bring it into the living room for the crowd when the Greyhound bus stops here.
Look, Rochester, you don't have to make jokes just because I'll answer the door. You get my lunch ready.
Yes, sir.
Need-a-dum, need-a-dum, da-da-da-da-da-doo.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Bob. Come on in. Bob, why didn't you call and let me know you... Wait a minute, Bob. Where'd you get that wonderful sunburn?
Oh, the boys in the orchestra and I chartered a boat, and we all went fishing yesterday.
Really?
Sammy, the drummer, won the jackpot by landing the biggest fish, so I took a picture of it. Here, you want to take a look at it?
Oh, isn't that cute? The fish is holding Sammy up. Looks so cute with his fin around him.
Yeah.
You know, Bob, I guess it's hopeless, but I sure wish the boys in the band would settle down a little.
Oh, they have, Jack. Why, in fact, Bagby, the piano player, has sworn off drinking. He's been on the wagon since last Saturday morning.
Bagby on the wagon? What happened?
Well, he was supposed to go over to Dennis Day's house because Dennis wanted to rehearse his song.
Oh, and he wanted Charlie to accompany him on the piano.
Mm-hmm. When he got over to Dennis's, he rang the bell and an elephant answered the door.
Oh, yes, I know about that. An elephant's been living there for the past 7 days.
And wait a minute now, Jack. You're kidding. Now, how in the world could an elephant live in a house for a week?
Ask me that again, Bob.
Well, ask you what?
How can an elephant live in a house for a week?
He brought his trunk. I ran into Dennis, too.
How do I always get trapped into these things? Why does it always have to happen to me? Once, just once,
Here's your lunch, Mr. Benny.
Thanks. Yeah, it looks delicious. Oh, Rochester, you forgot something. Get me a napkin.
I'm sorry, but I just washed them and they're not dry yet.
Oh. Well, get me a paper napkin.
They're not dry yet either.
Oh.
Say, Jack, we'll be off the air in a couple of weeks, and I wonder where you going for your vacation this summer.
Oh, I guess after I finish all my personal appearances, I'll probably go to Las Vegas for a couple of weeks. You know.
Oh, now, Jack, you wouldn't go back there after what happened last time.
Look, Don, I don't want to hear
what
about
happened
that.
last time?
Nothing happened.
Nothing?
Come on, Jack, tell me what it's all about.
Look, I'm not Look, you can forget it. I'm going to eat my lunch.
Look, Bob, while he's eating his lunch, I'll tell you all about it.
Oh.
It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and Jack and I drove up to Las Vegas together. It was late in the afternoon when we drove up to the Flamingo Hotel. I'd already reserved my room by phone, but you know Jack, he always leaves everything for the last minute.
Gee, it's a beautiful lobby, isn't it, Don?
Sure is. A lot of people here, too.
Yeah. You wait here, Don. I'm going over and talk to the room clerk. This hotel really is...
May I help you, sir?
Yes, I'd like to get a room here.
Well, it's quite an honor having you visit the hotel, Mr. Benny.
Oh, you know who I am?
Yes, I saw you once in the movies.
You did?
Yes, you were sitting right next to me.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I'd like to get a room.
Yes, sir. Now, let me see. Here's one, $250.
$250? Isn't that kind of expensive?
Well, that's not the price. That's the room number.
Oh, I see. It's on the second floor.
Yes, sir. Has a beautifully decorated bedroom, magnificently furnished sitting room, luxurious dressing room, and a huge entry hall.
Well, that sounds nice. What's the rate on it?
$16.
Well, that I won't discuss at all. Now, look, clerk, I've had a...
Jack, what are you staring at?
That cash register. I've never seen anything so beautiful.
Well, that's a slot machine.
A slot machine? Oh, I've heard about them, but this is the first one I've ever seen. How do they work?
Well, you put in a nickel and pull the handle, and if 2 cherries come up, you get 5 nickels back.
Well, that's fair.
And if 3 oranges come up, you get 11 nickels.
Say, that's fine.
Now, if 3 bells come up, you get 18 nickels.
No kidding.
And if 3 bars come up, you get the jackpot.
Well, that's sensational. But supposing I put my nickel in and none of those things you mentioned come up.
Well, in that case, you lose your nickel.
Well, that's ridiculous. Thing like that'll never catch on. Believe me.
Come on, Jack, let's go.
Just a minute, Don. Now, look, clerk, I'm willing to stay here if you'll lower the rates. Let me speak to the manager.
Very well, he's right here. Mr. Benny, this is Mr. Schiller, the manager of the Flamingo.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Schiller.
How do you do?
Look, Mr. Schiller, I want to get a room and get some rest. I just drove all the way from Beverly Hills to Las Vegas.
Well, Mr. Benny, if you'll give me the keys to your car, I'll have the bellboy park it.
It's that Maxwell right out in front.
Oh, is that your car?
Yes.
Well, then we owe you an apology. We're using it to mow the lawn.
Well, leave the grass in it. It'll make the seat softer. You know? Now, look, Mr. Schiller, I'm very anxious to stay at the Flamingo, but it seems that your clerk and I can't get together. He's so stubborn. Don't you have any less expensive rooms?
Yes, we have some for $5 and some for $7.
$5 and $7. Gee, I don't...
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but there's nothing I can do for you. You see, I have no authority to change the rate.
Well, there must be somebody I can talk to, isn't there?
Well, here's the general manager. Oh, Mr. Chappelle.
Yes?
Do you mind talking to this gentleman?
Why, not at all. How do you do?
How do you do? I'm Jack Benny, star of Stage, Screen, and Radio.
Oh, Jack Benny, certainly. I saw your last picture.
Really? Did you like it?
No.
No. Have you ever heard me on radio?
Yes.
Well, do you like me?
No.
Well, have you ever seen me on television?
No.
Good. Now, look, Mr. Chappelle, the reason I wanted to see you is because Mr. Schiller is trying to tell me that the lowest rate you have here is $5 a day.
Well, Mr. Benny, $5 a day for a room is very reasonable.
$5 a day, but I intend to stay for about 7 days.
Well, I'm sure you'd enjoy staying at the Flamingo. It cost $6 million to build it.
Well, what are they trying to do, get it all back from me?
Come on, Jack, I'm leaving. Everybody in the place is looking at you.
Don, this won't take long.
Look, Mr. Benny, I'm a very busy man, and I've got a lot of things to do. I'll give you a room for $4.
You're favored. I'll take it.
Well, here's your key, Mr. Benny.
Thank you.
Come on, Jack, let's go.
Just a minute, Don. I have a nickel here. I'm going to put it in the slot machine. Yeah, I hope I win.
Jack, you hit the super jackpot.
Yeah, gee, Don, look at all those nickels. Just a minute, I'll put them in my pocket. Now, come on, Don, let's go.
Jack, you forgot to tip the bellboy who brought your bags in.
You take care of it, Don. I haven't got any change. Come on, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, tonight I'll be doing my last television show of the season, and my guest star will be that very fine comedian, Bob Hope. Also Rochester, and if there's room on the stage, we're going to put in Don Wilson. So we'll be seeing you soon. Good night, folks.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, it isn't often that our star goes out on a personal appearance tour. But having decided to go, a lot of preparations have to be made. At the moment, Jack is in conference with his new publicity man, Dick Fisher.
Yes, sir, Benny, this is the greatest idea I ever had. You just listen to me and we'll pack every theater from the sun-kissed shores of California to the rock-bound coast of Maine.
But, Dick...
What an idea! Hand me that phone and I'll order the posters right now. We'll have billboards all over the country.
But, Dick, I've never been billed that way before. Jack Benny, the platinum ball of fire. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never worked with fans or balloons.
I'm way ahead of you, Benny. Instead of fans or balloons, you'll come out in a blue spot and do your stuff with 2 violins.
What?
And at the end of the dance, the violins open and pigeons fly out.
Pigeons?
Certainly. You always get the bird. Let's bring our own.
Now, look, Dick, I told you last week when I hired you, I don't want any crazy stuff. All I want... Excuse me, there's someone at the door. What a silly idea. Jack Benny, the platinum ball of fire.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in.
Where's Rochester?
That's what I'd like to know. Last night he asked me if he could have the evening off, and I haven't seen him since.
Well, Jack, maybe he... Dick Fisher.
Mary Livingston, long time no see.
Mary, you know Dick Fisher?
Well, certainly. He was my publicity man when I worked at the May Company.
No.
Yes, sir. I gave this little girl one of the most extensive publicity campaigns of my career. In 2 short weeks, I raised her from the bargain basement to the stocking counter on the 5th floor.
Well.
And this, mind you, during the heat of a presidential campaign.
All right, calm down. I don't doubt that you're a great publicity man. But you'll have to think up another stunt for me. I'm not going to go for those pigeons.
What's that supposed to be?
I don't know. Dick's got some idea about my personal appearance tour. He wants me to work with pigeons.
I think that's a great idea.
What are you laughing at?
I can just see the finale. A pigeon swoops down, takes off your toupee, and lays an egg in it.
Mary, this is going to be a high-class show, and I've got some wonderful dates lined up, haven't I, Dick?
That's right. On June 14th, Jack opens for 2 weeks at the Dallas State Fair Auditorium. Then on July 1st, he moves into the Public Auditorium in Portland, Oregon.
That's right, and on July 7th, I swing up to Canada to play the Georgia Auditorium in Vancouver.
And then for a whirlwind finish, he winds up at the Metropolitan Theater in Seattle starting July 12th.
That's quite a schedule, Jack.
Yeah. Now, Dick, I wish we could think of a cute publicity angle for Dallas.
Don't worry, Benny. I got just the thing for you.
What is it?
When we arrive in town, I want you to walk from Dallas to Fort Worth playing your violin and lead 1,000 cows into the slaughterhouse.
Into the slaughterhouse? Well, how do you know the cows will follow me?
Follow you? They'll be pushing you.
Look, they won't be pushing me because I'm not going to play. Answer that, will you, Mary, please?
Hello. Mr. Benny's residence. Mary, the upstairs maid, talking.
Oh, don't be funny.
Hello, Mary. This is Charlie Bagby. Can I talk to the old man?
Just a minute. Jack, it's Charlie Bagby, your piano player.
Oh. Hello, Charlie.
Jack, I want to talk to you about the band arrangements on your personal appearance tour. Have you got a minute?
Sure, what is it?
How do you want us orchestra boys to dress? In blue suits or sport clothes?
Well, neither one, Charlie. I want you to wear evening clothes.
The only evening clothes we've got are pajamas. What? And we can't wear those. Half the drawstrings are missing.
Look, Charlie, wear whatever you want, but have Sammy the drummer in a blue suit because he'll be sitting up high.
Okay.
And another thing, Charlie, when I'm out on the stage telling jokes, I want you boys to act as though you're enjoying it. You know, it looks good to the audience.
Don't worry. We'll take care of the people in the balcony, too. We'll paint a smile on the top of Sammy's head.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
There's only one problem, and that's Remley.
Remley?
Yeah, but everything will be all right if we let him sit back on my piano.
But, Charlie, I want it to look like we've got a big orchestra. Why shouldn't Frankie sit out in the open?
Because every time a spotlight shines in his face, he jumps up and yells, "I didn't do it! I didn't do it!"
Look at Charlie. I'm busy. Look at arrange the orchestra the best way you can. That's so long.
So long.
That orchestra is the craziest.
Benny, while you were on the phone, I got a sensational idea.
Huh?
Well, according to the schedule, you open July 1st in Portland, Oregon.
That's right. I'll be at the Public Auditorium.
Well, since July 1st happens to be the start of Fire Prevention Week, for a publicity stunt, we'll have you jump from the top of a 12-story building into a net. It's never been done before.
Dick, look, what do you mean it's never been done before? Many people have done stunts like that, jumping off of a building into a net.
A hairnet?
Cut that out. I want my publicity simple and dignified. Is there any other idea you got for publicity?
Yes, sirree. I've been working on a Lulu for Seattle.
You have?
You know, that's great fish country, so I made a deal that on the day of your opening, you spend 6 hours in the fish cannery, then you go directly to the theater.
Wait a minute. If I go right from the fish cannery to the theater, won't I smell?
Yes, but I'm giving you a reason.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Dick. I'm not going to do any of those crazy things, so let's forget it.
Okay.
Oh, Jack.
What?
When you go out to buy a wardrobe for your stage show, I'd like to go with you.
Wardrobe?
Certainly. Aren't you going to buy some new suits?
Mary, I just bought a new suit. In fact, you were with me.
That was in 1936.
Gosh, how time flies. But maybe you're right. I should get a new suit. I'll answer the door.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Can I come in?
Well, I don't know. Will your dog bite me?
Oh, no. My dog wouldn't bite you.
Are you sure?
My dog wouldn't bite anybody.
Oh. Well, in that case, come on in. Nice. Cute. Hi, puppy. Ouch! My leg! Dennis, you said your dog wouldn't bite me.
That isn't my dog.
What? That isn't your dog. Then what's he doing here?
I don't know. I was just walking down the street. He whistled at me, so I followed him.
Now, wait a minute. Don't be ridiculous. A dog can't whistle. Dennis. That's amazing. That dog whistled young at heart.
Yesterday he bit Sinatra.
Gee. You know, Dennis, I just thought of something. I could make a fortune if I could use that dog on my television show.
No, this dog would be all right on radio, but you can't use him on television.
Why not?
He photographs like a man.
Yeah, he does. Word for that mustache, he'd look like a Mexican hairless. Now, Dennis, I have to go out and buy some new clothes, so if you came over here to rehearse your song, let me hear it.
Okay.
And when you finish it, I want you to... Wait a minute, kid. Hold it.
What's the matter?
I just heard the back door open and close. Must be Rochester sneaking in. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boss?
Come on in here. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Now, Rochester, last night you asked me if you could have the evening off, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Now, that was last night. Now, it's 11 o'clock the next morning.
Uh-huh.
So where have you been?
Well, boss, I'm going on my vacation soon, and some friends of mine on Central Avenue gave me a farewell party.
Now, wait a minute, Rochester. Every night this week you've been to a farewell party.
It's the same one we just adjourned during the daytime.
Well, look, Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you. I got to listen to Dennis sing his song. Let's have it, Dennis. It was very good, Dennis. Your voice is in great shape.
I've got to go now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jack, if you want me to go downtown with you to pick out a suit, we better go now.
Okay, Mary.
Jack, why don't you keep your garage cleaner?
Oh, I'll straighten it up someday. Come on, get in the car. Go ahead, start the car, Rochester.
Yes, sir. But first I got to get a little water.
Oh, is the radiator dry?
No, I'm taking an aspirin. I know what's coming.
Never mind that. Just start the car.
Yes, sir.
Rochester, what's wrong with the motor?
It ain't bad for a dog.
Well, try it again, will you?
Yes, sir.
Well, here we are, Mary. There's the store across the street. Rochester, there's a parking space.
Where?
Between that truck and that convertible.
But I can't get into that space. It's too small.
Well, put our bumper up against the truck and push it.
Oh, boss, calm now.
Well, look, Miss Livingston and I'll get out here and you find a parking space.
Yes, sir.
Well, here's the store, Mary. Let's go in. Now, let's see. Where
Hiya,
is it?
Bud. What's new?
Huh? Oh, hello. Come on, Mary.
Who is that?
That's that racetrack tout I'm always running into. Let's see. I wonder where...
Oh, good afternoon. May I help you, sir?
Yes. I'd like to buy a new suit.
I don't blame you.
What?
I'm Mr. Kearns, and I'll be glad to show you our new spring line.
Good. But first tell me, what is the price range here?
Well, our suits start at $20 and go up to $150.
Well, I wouldn't want to wear anything as cheap as $20, and yet I wouldn't want to go way up to $150, you know.
I understand.
I like something in the middle, you know, say about $30.
Oh, Jack, why don't you get a good suit for a change? After all, you're going to wear it on the stage every night.
Stage? Are you an actor?
Well, yes, I am. I'm Jack Benny. Now, Mr. Kearns, what color suit would you suggest that I get?
Well, a lot of men select a color to match their hair or their eyes. Let's see. Your eyes are blue, aren't they?
That has never been challenged.
Oh, Jack.
What is it, Mary?
Here's a very pretty suit. It's gabardine.
Oh, say, that looks good. I like gabardine.
I'm sure that suit would look very nice on you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, but it's $45.
There's a whistle in the pocket.
Oh, well, I don't care about that, but I think I'll take it.
Fine. I'll go upstairs and get our tailor so he can measure you for any alterations.
Thank you. Say, Mary, I'm going to walk to the back of the store and see if there's anything else I'd like. Want to join me?
No, I'm tired. I'll sit right here.
Okay. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Yum bum 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 bum. Yep, that gabardine suit will look nice. $45, though. Oh, well. There's no...
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Who, me?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm buying a suit.
What kind?
Gabardine. What?
Get a wool suit.
Why should I get wool?
On account of the pants. They're great in the back stretch.
Well, but I like gabardine.
Look, I'm telling you for your own good, get wool.
But...
Don't take my word for it. Look at the breeding.
The breeding?
Wool is out of Mary's Little Lamb by Baa Black Sheep.
Well, look, I'm going to buy a gabardine suit, and that settles it.
Well, okay, it's your dough.
What a guy. Whenever I run into him,
Oh, there you are, Mr. Benny.
Yes, I was just sort of looking around.
Well, I'd like you to meet our tailor, Mr. Benny. This is Mr. Nelson.
How do you do?
How do you do? Now, I don't want to seem impatient, but I'm in a hurry. Can we get on with the measuring?
Why, certainly. Mr. Nelson, do you have your tape measure with you?
Yes. Now, hold still, little man.
Little man?
You're buying the one with the whistle in the pocket, aren't you?
Look, Mr. Nelson, just take the measurements.
Very well. Collar, 16.
Collar, 16.
Shoulders, 18.
Shoulders, 18.
Chest,
Well, how did it get way down there?
Look, never mind that.
Your right sleeve, 34.
Right sleeve, 34.
Your left sleeve, 21.
Left sleeve, 21.
Wait a minute. Why are you making the left sleeve so short?
Well, you want people to see your wristwatch, don't you?
No, and stop wasting my time. Now, Mr. Nelson, when will my suit be ready?
In 4 weeks.
4 weeks? But I want it for my personal appearance tour.
Well, I'm sorry. It'll take 4 weeks.
You mean I can't have my brand new suit for my opening in Dallas?
No, but if you like, we'll run an ad in the paper telling them you bought one.
You mean you're going to run an ad telling everybody I bought a new suit?
Well, when you bought that one you're wearing, it pushed Lindbergh right off the front page.
Well, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to buy the suit at all.
But, Jack, what are you going to do about your personal appearance in Dallas?
I'll show you. Let me use that phone. Fix this. Hello, Dick. Buy some corn. We're going to use those pigeons after all. Come on, Mary. We're a little late, so good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Benny is leaving tonight to start a personal appearance tour in Dallas, Texas. So let's go out to Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where Jack, with the help of Rochester, is preparing for the trip.
Have you got everything packed, Rochester?
I think so, Mr. Benny.
Plenty of shirts, socks, and underwear?
Uh-huh.
And you know, it gets kind of hot in Texas this time of year, so I hope you pack my white formal dinner jacket.
Oh, you can't take that white jacket. It's got blood on it.
Blood?
Yeah, it hasn't been cleaned since you played at the opening of that meat market.
That's right, I did play my violin there. What are you laughing at?
That was the first time I ever saw pig's feet walk out by themselves.
Oh, stop being so smart and finish my packing.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Rochester, there's the door. I'll get it.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in.
Okay.
I'll leave the door open. Everybody will be dropping in to say goodbye.
Say, Jack, the reason I came over a little early is that I wanted to ask you to do me a favor.
Certainly. What is it?
Well, you know, Dallas has one of the finest department stores in the country, Neiman Marcus.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like you to go over there for me.
I'll be glad to. What do you want me to buy for you?
Nothing. Just see if they have an opening in the stocking department.
Wait a minute. You mean you can't get your old summer job back at the May Company?
Yes, Jack, but I thought if I worked down in Dallas, I might meet one of those oil millionaires and marry him.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. If you'd become some guy's wife just because he has money, why don't you marry me?
Jack, I don't want to just look at it. I want to spend it.
Oh. Well, I hope the Texas climate agrees with you.
Say, Jack, who's going to Texas with you?
Oh, I got a great show, Mary. I'll be gone 6 weeks altogether.
Gee, that's a long time.
Yeah.
While you're gone, will it be all right if I come over and use your swimming pool?
Certainly, anytime you want. Not only that, but Rochester will be here in case you want anything to eat or drink.
Good, and I'll be able to charge it now that I belong to the Diners Club.
Mary, why don't you once let me make a generous gesture without...
Anybody home?
Yeah, in here, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Come here, Mary. I got a big kiss for you. Well, goodbye, Mary. Have a pleasant trip.
Dennis, what's wrong with you? I'm the one who's taking the trip. I'm the one you should be saying goodbye to.
Okay, but we'll just shake hands.
Of course we'll just shake hands. Whatever gave you the idea that I'd kiss you?
I thought you might try to make Mary jealous.
You know, Dennis, you're the only kid I know whose parents run away from home.
Dennis, don't annoy him today. He's all excited about his trip to Texas.
You know, Mary, Mr. Benny isn't the only one who's going to do personal appearances.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm opening at the Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas.
I didn't know that, Dennis. Did you make a good deal?
I'll say they're paying me more money than you ever made.
Look, kid, everybody knows that Las Vegas pays entertainers a lot of money. I've had offers to go there, too. And I dare say, for more money than you'll be getting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Mary, tell him that last offer I got from the Flamingo Hotel.
50 cents a bundle, rough dry.
Rough dry. Mary, that wasn't a bit funny.
I thought it had an element of humor.
Oh, you did, eh? Well, Dennis, do me a favor.
And sing my song.
Yes.
That has an element
Never mind. Just sing the song. Dennis, I don't know. You drive me nuts when you speak, but when you sing, you not only have a nice voice, but you do such clever things with lyrics.
You're just wasting your time with those compliments. We're still just going to shake hands.
Dennis, leave me alone, will you? I've got a pack.
Okay, I'm going in the other room and listen to the radio.
Good.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Yes, Rochester?
I've got everything packed, but I can't find your briefcase with all your papers and notes for your personal appearance.
Well, didn't I bring it home after my last broadcast? Oh, for heaven's sake, now I remember. I left it at CBS. I better call and make sure they send it to me.
Hello, CBS, the star's address. What? Well, I'll see if I can get it. Hold on, please. Who was that, Gertrude? Mr. Benny. Hey, he forgot his briefcase here, and he wants I should call the Lost and Found department and see if it's there. Well, it's lucky he didn't ask me. I'm never going to do anything for him again. See, Mabel, I didn't know you were mad at Mr. Benny. Yeah, I had a birthday last week, and you should see the lousy present he gave me. I thought it was a nice present. A genuine alligator leather handbag. It was imitation. You, he can fool with that genuine stuff. Me, he can't. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting you used to wrestle alligators for a living. Yeah. Remember how I drove the panel nuts on What's My Line? I got no grudge against Jackie. He's been very nice to me. In fact, last Friday he called me and invited me to a masquerade party on Saturday. Did you go with him? Yeah, I went to Charlie Chaplin. I put on baggy pants and a derby and painted a mustache on me. You painted a mustache? Yeah. It's a shame he didn't let you know a little sooner. You could have grown one. Look who's talking. Crazy Legs Mabel. Gertrude, I can't understand you. Why should you waste your time on a man like Jack Benny? Because he can do me good. He has a lot of influence in Hollywood. After all, it was him who got me the part in that movie. Some part. An octopus in the sea around us. You're just jealous because he happened... Hello?
Gertrude, what's taking so long?
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but I keep getting a busy signal at the Lost and Found department.
Well, Gertrude, keep trying. When you get him, please ring me back.
Yes, sir. Did you get it, Jack?
No, the Lost and Found department line was busy.
Well, why don't you stay on the line with Gertrude till you got the number?
Look, Mary, I don't want to bother her needlessly. She's got enough work. You know, she's only got 2 arms, you know.
That's funny. I saw her in a picture and she had 8.
That was just makeup. She used the same makeup man, you know, that Lon Chaney had. Oh, my goodness, Mary, look what time it is. We've got to get to the airport. Come on, let's go.
You know, Jack, Los Angeles Airport is one of the busiest in the world.
It sure is. Gosh, it's packed. Come on, let's go in.
What about your baggage, Mr. Benny?
Rochester is checking it through. Come on.
Flight number 17 now loading at gate 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Gee, I should have brought a book along to read on the plane.
Well, they have books right here at the newsstand. I'll go over and get you a copy of The Cane Mutiny.
The Cane Mutiny?
Yeah, that turned out to be such a great picture that they wrote a book about it.
That's right, Dennis. They wrote the book after the picture, yes.
Attention, please, attention. will the pilot of that helicopter please turn over? You're upside down and you're cutting the grass.
I think I better go and buy my ticket. Oh, Bob Crosby, hello. Gee, nice of you to come down and see me off.
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't know you were leaving. I just came down to see Sammy the drummer off.
Sammy the drummer?
Yeah, he's going to Mayo Clinic.
Why? What's the matter with Sammy?
Oh, nothing. They're just conducting experiments. They're trying to grow hair on his head.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
Why, certainly, Jack. Sammy goes there every summer in the interest of science. Now, last year, they tried about 20 hair tonics and oils and mixtures on Sammy's head, and one of them did stimulate a little growth.
Gee, which one was that?
Vigoro.
You mean Vigoro actually grew hair?
Well, it grew something. There was a picture of Sammy's head on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens.
Well, I certainly hope they do something for him. Tell me, what are you going to do on your vacation, Bob?
Well, my wife June and I and the kids, we're going to spend a little time up at Brother Bing's place at Hayden Lake, Idaho.
Hey, hasn't Bing a place at Pebble Beach, too?
Yeah. He's got homes here in Hayden Lake, Pebble Beach, Elko, Nevada, and Palm Springs.
Gosh. 5 homes.
Yeah. Gee, when Bing sings Come On to My House, you don't know which way to go.
I can believe that.
Attention, please. Attention. Flying saucer from Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, now arriving on runway 6. Flying saucer now arriving on runway 6. Clumsy pilot.
You know, Mary, as soon as I arrive in Dallas, I'll call you up and let you know exactly.
Hi, Rube.
Huh? Oh, hello. Well, are you going away?
No, I'm waiting for my wife. She's coming in from San Diego.
Well, nice to see. How are things on your farm in Calabasas?
Oh, pretty good. Bought some milking machines last week, but I'm afraid I'll have to get rid of them.
Why?
My cows like the personal touch.
Oh.
My corn is doing great, and my beans are sure growing. Oh. Here comes my wife now. Hello, honey.
Hello, dear.
Honey, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Jack Benny. Mr. Benny, this is my wife.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I'm so pleased to meet you.
This is your wife?
Yep. Ain't as big a hick as you thought I was.
No, I guess not.
Gotta be running along. So long, Rube.
So long.
Jack, you better hurry and get your ticket. There's the ticket clerk over there.
Oh, no.
Why? What's the matter?
Look who the clerk is. It's the guy I always have trouble with.
Well, Jack, look. Jack, maybe if you try being nice to him, he'll be nice to you.
What'd you say, Mary?
If you try being nice to him, he'll be nice to you.
Do you? Gee, I don't know. You really think so?
Well, sure. Go ahead. Be nice to him.
Okay. Oh, clerk. Clerk?
Yeah!
How do you do, clerk? How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine, too, thank you.
You're certainly looking well. As a matter of fact, I've never seen you look better.
Oh, well, thank you. Lovely weather today, isn't it?
Yes. It seems that lately we've been very fortunate with our weather.
That's right. By the way, clerk, I'd like to fly to Dallas.
So would I, now that you're here.
Look, don't you have a plane leaving for Dallas in a few minutes?
That's right. It's a non-stop flight. We also have one that makes a few stops between here and Dallas and is quite a bit cheaper.
Oh, really? How many stops does that plane make?
982.
982? $980. What kind of a plane is that?
It's a DC pogo stick.
Now cut that out. Look, I want to take the next plane to Dallas.
Well, let's see if there are any openings. Oh, yes, there's a room on a plane leaving in 3 minutes. It's flight 55. Here's your ticket.
Thank you. Now, look, as long as I'm here, I might as well buy my ticket now for Portland.
Very well. I can get you on flight 63, which makes one stop at Reno.
Well, that sounds all right. How long does the plane stop at Reno?
6 weeks.
6 weeks?
The pilot is getting a divorce.
Look, never mind. I'll make those arrangements when I come back.
Attention, please. Flight number 55 now getting ready to leave for Dallas, Texas.
Jack, hurry. That's your plane.
Yeah, I better get going. Well, goodbye, Mary.
Bye, Jack.
Wait a minute. Ain't you even going to kiss me goodbye?
Oh, sure.
There, Mary. How was that?
Hiya, Rube.
All right. Goodbye, Mary.
Bye, Jack. Have a good time.
Goodbye.